here is big, and it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.
And welcome to Live at the Bike, the first and only live webcast of a live cash game. I am David Tuckman, and it is my pleasure to be joined tonight by professional poker player and tournament connoisseur.
Thank you, sir.
Warren Karp.
There you go.
The Poker MD.
Poker MD, Warren Karp. And tonight we're doing a $500 no-limit buy-in game. Minimum buy-in is $500. There is no maximum. And we often see thousands and thousands of dollars on the table at any given time.
You know, that's the anomaly that I really like here at the bike. The fact that there's no maximum on the buy-in. A lot of the casinos around the country have put a minimum maximum buy-in on the no-limit hold'em tables.
Right.
And it's very restrictive for a particular player like me who likes to come in and maybe power the table a little bit, give them a little bit of an understanding of, that I'm going to be aggressive and be able to play my game so that later on I could show them some hands early that might be aggressive with it may not be the way I'll play later.
Right,
on.
exactly.
Can't do that in a maximum buy-in game.
Right, and obviously, I mean, that's the reason we have the 100 and the 200 games for the beginners to learn how to play before they have to play with a shark like you.
And I think that's very important as well.
Right. Well, let's introduce the players real quick. In seat 1, we've got everybody's favorite. There's Action Mo. In seat 2, we've got Larry. Seat 3, there's Damon. Seat 4, we've got iJazz. Okay. Seat 5, we've got Josh. Seat 6, we've got Barry there. And Barry looks like, you can see there, the yellow chips are $5 chips. The purple chips are $25 chips. And if you see white chips, which you will see at this table, those are $100 chips. You can see there, each stack's about 20. So each stack of purple is about $500, and each stack of yellow is about $100. Seat 7, we're going to have Robert Burns. We know Robert there, pretty tight player. Seat 8, we've got Adam DeGrazia. And seat 9, I'm told we're going to have Gore. Obviously not there right now.
Maybe that is him. With a name like that could very well be.
That could be him, without a doubt.
You would take your big
the blinds in this game are $5 and $10.
Too good.
The button right now is in seat 2. You can see the small blind in seat 3 and the big blind in seat 4.
Put it in the glass, sir.
I've played in this game on numerous occasions, and you're right when you call Mo Action Mo.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys who likes to get in and mix it up, and he's the kind of player that I like to play with because you never really have a great read on him, but you can try a lot of different things with him because as a professional, he's going to be able to mix it up with hands like, a 4 and a 6. Which would be perfect for this board.
Yeah.
But you'd also be able to portray a 4 and a 6 to a guy like him, and he'll be able to lay down a big pair. So it makes it good when you have an action guy at the table.
Right, and I guess at the same time, he's well versed enough in poker that if you're making a move on him, he'll be able to at least see that, okay, this guy could have 4-6, this guy could have pocket aces here, he could have done something like that. Or
he's got the opportunity to make the read on the player because he plays that way himself. So when a guy's mind is working that way for his own hands, he's got the availability to see that for others.
And iJazz there picked up the what I like to call the ass end of the straight there. He had the 4 with the 5, 6, 7, 8 board. But Barry there, who had limped in with Jack 10, obviously had no part of the board and threw it away.
Normally I have 3-4 in that spot.
Yeah. And once again, I want to welcome all you people at 2+2. We get a following at 2+2, a thread that kind of watches us every night, and we do appreciate their following.
Well, a lot of those players off of 2+2 also have read my threads on that particular forum. And
we get a raise out of the small blind with King Queen, and just a smooth call out of King Jack. If Mo's got King Jack there.
It's a flop for both players here.
Yeah.
And a gut shot with the 8 for the gentleman seat 5.
Now, how do you like to play that when you've got you got a nice draw, but you're in first position?
Well, in first position, I'm gonna check it because I'm gonna see what's really happening behind me. Because if I've got that draw, I want to get it for free if I can.
Okay, good point.
If I'm Mo, I would have raised here though.
Well, Mo actually bet it, and
he's made his hand.
And now this is interesting. Now Mo also has the nut flush draw as well, and they both check it. Slow playing is king queen, and it's not going to come back to haunt him though. iJazz there in seat 4 gave Mo a free peek at the river there.
Peek at the river.
Could have cost him dearly, but he got away with it.
I think Mo's thinking about paying him off here.
And Mo does pay him off.
Was it 195 or 190?
And Mo pays him off to $190 there. If you do the quick math, and the pot is about a $600 pot there. And I'm taking a look here. For those of you at home who are wondering who Warren Karp is, Tournament Connoisseur, you can check him out at pokermd.com. That's www.pokermd.com. And I know Warren was actually in charge of Late Night World Series last year, right?
I was your host of Late Night at the World Series of Poker, that's right. One of the reasons I opened up this website is because as a writer for Card Player Magazine, and I have been doing that for a little over 4 years, I get to sit on an awful lot of tables, and people ask me a ton of questions. And I think it's great to be able to give back to the game as best as I can, but I don't like to do it at the table while I'm playing. So what I did was I opened up a website. The website's there. It's got a lot of my articles, a lot of trip reports, a gallery of pictures, but it's also got a forum where they can ask questions about anything that they want. Anything I won't ask at the answer at the table, I will answer on the
There you
website.
go. And here we got the pot. We've got a...
Go ahead.
looks like it's five-handed here.
No, I want to bet.
Oh, okay.
Now this is interesting. He's raising. He's got ace-jack in the big blind. Not an easy hand to play out of position.
Not an easy hand to play.
that's what you're dropping in.
But he's going to raise it. Maybe I'll take it down right away.
The rule here is 5 seconds.
So we've only got 4 limpers there.
I had to count how many people.
He might be playing a stack here, too, because with the ace-jack being in out of position in an early spot, he's got a big enough stack to take people off hands if, in fact, the flop comes favorable or non-favorable.
Good point, yeah. And Mo's going to take a flop there. He's got 9-8, and iJazz also, he likes his hand on the button with 6-5. And that's an interesting flop there.
iJazz in seat 4 has flopped set here.
Yeah.
75.
No, not too much. It's pretty easy.
And Barry's got to like his hand.
It's a perfect smooth call spot, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, once Mo folds, yeah.
I play mostly you might have seen me at Commerce. I play mostly
You've done some tournaments in Hollywood?
Yeah.
And it might be tough to put him on a 6. He did raise it $100 before the flop.
That's true. But with the smooth call on the button there, I would have checked there to see what kind of action I got out of the 4.
Yeah.
Even with the ace-jack. Because he could have called that with pocket queens.
Without a doubt.
Called that raise with pocket queens as well.
Without a doubt. Ace-jack's obviously a very vulnerable hand.
There's no reason for it to close. It's just as crowded as anything.
And he moves all in. iJazz here moves all in.
Once again, I'm not sure that that's the best feel. But, with the 2 diamonds out there, he might be worried about the flush.
Right.
Ace-jack of diamonds, as opposed to the ace-jack offsuit that he has, would be a calling hand here.
Now, iJazz has only got about $400 left. You see those 3 stacks of purple, that's $100 each, and then the 4 stacks of yellow, those are $25 each. So it's about $400 more to call, and the pot's about $500.
And he's got 2 outs here with the jacks, to get the 2 jacks. So he's about 22-1. He's not getting that on the pot, but
No, just that
he's
one.
calling just for the size of the pot, not for the size of his hand.
Right, exactly.
I guess it depends on the environment and the general area.
And that's no help.
That's not going to be a help.
6.
And you see, iJazz said to them there, have you got a flush? That's exactly why he moved in on the turn. He was really afraid of the flush and wanted to win with his 3 6s.
Maybe the guy backed into it. And sometimes when you have a short stack, I've noticed in this game, I've played this game a few times, and I've noticed that when you have a short stack and somebody's got a lot of money, sometimes you just go, nah, what's a couple $100? What's $300?
That's a big mistake because I'll tell you, in this game, money management is everything. And the money you don't put into losing pots could count for your winnings for the day, could count for your winnings for the week, especially in no limit.
Yeah.
So that $300 or $400 that he just spent, if we break that down over an hourly rate, if you're looking to make $25 an hour, $50 an hour, that's a 4-hour or 8-hour day. So that's a very, very big part of money management.
Well, here he's picked up pocket
was
fives.
raised
The
to
same guy,
60.
James, he's picked Barry there. In the small blinds, picked up a pair of pocket sixes. But Adam's got pocket queens under the gun. His first act, and he raised it up.
You want to play?
And Mo likes his hand too. Mo's got eights.
Well, here's one of those cold deck situations where fives, queens,
Four
ace,
players.
and the ace four of spades there. Don't surprise yourself. An ace comes on the flop.
Well, it's not a bad flop for ace four, though.
It's
huh?
actually a very good flop for the ace four. He's got 12 outs twice right now because the fives,
100.
queens, and eights did not hit on the flop. That's about half the deck. Interestingly, the fives or the eights do not have a spade in their hand. So the five or the eight comes, it could very well be a spade.
Right, exactly. And then
One of them could get trapped.
Now, sometimes, let me ask you. Sometimes when you're thinking of taking one off, let's say you have let's say you have an 8 here, and you're thinking, maybe the guy doesn't have a jack. Let me take one off. If you don't have the spade in your hand, does that kind of say, okay, forget it, I'm not taking the
Absolutely,
okay.
I'm not. Yeah, in my mind, it takes it from 2 outs to 1 out.
Right, because you don't want the 8 of spades, because that might kill you.
You trap yourself.
Exactly. Okay. And especially in no limit, the last thing you want to do is trap yourself.
Bad enough when somebody else traps you, no limit. You don't want to trap yourself.
Right. And Mo's actually going to bet here. And what do you do if you have queens here now? You got a bet and a call.
A bet and a call, I'm going to lay down queens.
Yeah, a bet and a call. So, and look at that. Mo's got the best hand out now. If an ace or a spade doesn't fall, he's going to win this.
That's right.
$200.
And he bets $200. And
he can't even call. He's got to lay it down.
Now he spinned his his card protector there. Does that mean anything? Is that a tell?
You know what? For me, it's you never ever know with those
Damn
things.
it, I want to see that.
I use a
Show
card
me that
protector
hand.
too, but I use it for a different reason. One is obviously to protect the cards, and I think that's a very important
you bluff?
factor
When you bet
because
when you bet
human
the
error does
300,
occur.
I bluff.
But more importantly,
I
when I
figured
take
you bluffed. I
that
wasn't
card
gonna call you, I
protector
can't
and I
overbluff.
put it out on my cards, what it's doing is it's forcing me to stop and wait and make a decision on my hand.
I'll research
Used to be
that
a time
one.
I would just, that flop would come down, I'd grab those chips, I'd move in, or I'd
right
muck the
hand.
hand. Now I'm stopping and thinking, and that's the way I do it. So I use a physical attribute to help my mental.
Right.
What was that flop?
And Mo shows the eights there.
Jack 6-8?
And
Adams, that guy with the queen's not very happy.
no, he's not very happy at all. But that's not a good, when you get a call and another call and a king comes out there.
A king, but I can't
A
overcall
bet and a
him.
call is tough.
God damn it.
That's a good idea. So the card protector actually forces you to take that moment.
That's very true.
That's sometimes that's important. I got to remind myself that sometimes when you're playing in a tournament or in any game, really, just to take that second to think.
I'll tell you, one of the articles I wrote a long time ago was, use your mind's eye, because if you replay everything that's gone on in the hands, you've had an opportunity to maybe make a decision as to what somebody's doing and what somebody's not. You need to take that time. It's very important.
Right. So we get a limped-in pot here. I think it's
I'm not saying
it's five-handed here, so it's a $50 pot. And jacks are represented here.
Yeah, not spade draw.
I'm already in. Pocket five last time would have been nice.
And the flops kind of missed everybody here.
Let's give seat 6 the lead here with the ace high.
Yep.
This is the kind of flop that Mo, I know, likes to bet into.
Right.
Try and steal it before anybody gets it.
Well, now he doesn't have to steal it. Now he's got the flop. Now he's got the straight.
That's right.
I got it. Bet it then, Mo, because I'm with you.
And Mo has told him he's got it, and he's betting it.
Well,
50.
we've seen him do that. We've seen him do that and lie. And in this case, he's not lying.
Inez is calling here with an open-ended straight with no money in the pot, and I think that's a very important factor here. He's got $10 invested, very easy to let it go. He's trying to take off a hand that he thinks may be sixes or something like that, figuring he's got 2 overs in a straight draw. He's got nothing invested in this pot.
Now, he actually raised him. Mo had bet 50. Mo had bet 50, and IHS actually raised him to 100.
I had it, and now I don't have it.
Now IHS actually has an opportunity to steal this pot away from Mo.
If he bets enough, right? Oh, but he doesn't have the heart to do it.
Didn't have the heart to. And you know what? Setting that third bullet in was what made Stu Younger the greatest player out there at the time.
Yeah.
He never was afraid to fire that third bullet.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, I was going to say, obviously calling in that situation would have been relatively a weak play with only $10 invested.
Yeah, it's for me, it's an easy fold.
Right.
I mean, even if you make the straight, what happens if the guy flopped a full house?
Right, good point.
The
good
board
point.
is paired. I mean, it's just a terrible call, in my opinion.
Now, I noticed in the, I want to keep up on the poker play today, but I noticed you did very well in a Bellagio tournament in the 5-star.
I got very, very lucky. You know, I wrote an article a long time ago called Dollar for Dollar. It has nothing to do with this particular scenario other than the fact that I came back in day 2 with 12 players left with $36,000 to start the day. I built myself all the way up to 4th and got back $36,000. So I started the day with 36 in tournament chips and then ended up with 36 cash.
And I take it that 36 was less. And Mo was going to take it down with kings. He made a $60 raise pre-flop, and nobody liked their hand and they throw it away.
Well, it's unusual for this table for them not to see a $60 flop.
Yeah.
That's the kind of action that Mo normally gets in this particular table. With as many hands as he plays, he'll throw a $60 raise in and have those kings, and he might get called in 3 or 4 spots.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about iJazz's play now. When he raised him there, since Mo is just as likely to bet that flop with nothing, if you put him on a steal, might a raise be okay there?
Well, it depends on the size of the raise.
Okay.
That 100% raise where he made it from 50 to 100 is certainly not representative.
Right.
In my opinion, if I was Mo, I would make that call in 2 seconds. Maybe that's giving away way too much money, way too much information about my play. But, and then to check it on the river,
Obviously,
you're just not making your play strong at all.
Right, you're obviously representing something. You're representing that 5 or your 4. You're representing trips. Well, bet it.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Well, we got a 4-handed here. Flop still hasn't hit anybody.
Nobody's yet, and the ace high is still the leader at this time.
No, he's on a button now. If he takes a bet, he might want to take it down. And sure enough, he's going to fire at it.
That's exactly what he's supposed to do.
Call me crazy, but I'm one of those guys that, if I'm on the button, it gets checked to me twice, I'm usually going to take a shot at it.
Yeah, I'm also one of those guys that the person says check, but for some reason my brain hears take it.
Right.
I'm not exactly sure why, but I have an auditory problem that way. Guy says check, my brain says take it.
Well, yes, you can't play scared always with a check raise, huh?
In all honesty, if you take a look at some of the percentages, if you keep percentages at home of the amount of times that you get check raised, it's in the single digits. So if that's what you're going to be afraid of, you're being afraid of it's 93% more time than you really need to be.
There you go.
Pot's been raised to 25.
And Robert's going to raise it to $25. He's got King Jack suited here. King Jack of clubs.
Four players.
And we got 4 players, so we're going to have $100 in the pot there. There he is.
What he did was if Mo isn't on the button, he's got a real shot of buying position in that spot.
Yeah.
It's a good raise, actually.
I'm not sure iJazz calls there with Queen 7 off suit. Not sure what he's trying to hit there when you call it King Queen 7.
I'm not sure he's actually thinking, in all honesty. He's been in almost every pot that since we started the broadcast. So he just likes to play this game.
Yeah, he's here to have a good time.
And he's got a call here as well, hoping for either an overcard or another card to the straight.
Well,
Thank you. 150.
Larry does have a gut shot straight draw. And he's going to throw it away. And Robert was representing a pretty big hand, and he kept betting him, and he takes it down with king high.
Thank you, sir.
Once again, that check to him on the turn gets him one of those take-its.
And let's just do a chip count here, brought to you tonight by Joker Gaming. Seat 1, Mo, he's got about 2,300 in chips. Seat 2, we've got Larry. He's got $475 in chips. Seat 3 is Tony now with 800 in chips. Seat 4 is iJazz. He's got about 1,100 in chips. Seat 5 is Josh. He's got $450 in chips. Seat 6 is Barry there. He's the big stack there. He's got 5,300 in chips. And seat 7's got 4,200 in chips.
And if you think about that $450 that he called at the end there, against the 3-6s with the ace-jack, that's almost 10% of his stack.
Yeah, definitely. Now, we got a raise out of seat 2 now. He's got ace-5, and he raises on the button. It looks like he made it $45 and got 2 callers. So we got a pot of about $135 here.
2 paints and 2 6s. It's the only paint that doesn't match seat 7's card.
And the 6s are still in the lead here.
6s, 3, but with 3 overcards.
That's tough.
If he bet on the button there, he'd have gotten the 6s out. But the 6s now have another chance to pick up either a 6 or a draw.
Yeah. Now, Robert does have the jack of diamonds, so he's picked up the flush draw as well.
And the button also has a diamond draw with the 5. Now, the king finally came on the river.
Yeah. Actually, have a 4 diamonds on the turn there and the king on the river.
No need to bet it here. If the king is good, you're going to win the pot. So
right, no value in betting there.
No value whatsoever.
You're not going to get called by a worse hand. Let me continue there. Now, that was seat 7 there, Robert, who's now probably got about 4,500 in chips, 4,400 in chips. Seat 8 is Adam there. He's got 800 in chips. And seat 9 is Gore. Well, actually, it's somebody getting up now. It's nobody. But whoever it was had $100 in chips. And we'll find somebody new soon.
You're going to be dealt in?
Now, I know you've got an exciting new DVD coming out.
That's
right. Tell us about that.
This is a new, it's called Poker Insight. And this is a 4 DVD set. Goes everywhere from beginners all the way up to advanced play. And this is a lot different than some of the poker DVD instructional DVDs that are out there. And I'll go through it when we're in between hands. But to suffice it to say, this is not a play like Phil or a play like Howard type of DVD where, they're giving away their inner secrets, and then you have to adapt your play to theirs, because that's very rarely going to happen. You're not going to play like Howard. You're not going to play like Phil. They're great players. What you need to do is you need to get enough tips in your instructional DVDs to incorporate things into your own game. So they hired me to be the host of this poker DVD, and this poker DVD has got 61 tips and tells on this particular 4 DVD set. And the way that we did it is we did it in a round table format, where I sit as the host between people such as Barry Greenstein and Ted Forrest for the high limit section. And some great information that's there for the high limit section.
We get a raise out of the under the gun. He's got king, queen suited in first position. Now Amos has been brought to the table here. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Sorry.
Amos is a new player here, and he's going to
go up to 90.
And he makes it 90. He's going to double the raise with ace king.
Was it 85?
I think it's 90 because I started with 100.
Oh,
Started with-
5.
That's
Oh, well,
It's my
90,
simple.
I may not stay. 85, I might have,
And king, queen quickly gets rid of his hand.
I can't
And Amos
believe
is going to take it down there.
And I'll tell you, that's the problem with coming in king-queen. You
Yeah.
can't call a raise with it. King-queen early is just not a hand. You're totally out of position with the hand. Even if you get flat called and it comes a queen, you still don't know where you're at. The only thing you're really hoping to flop there in early position is 9-10 jack.
Yeah.
Not an early raising hand.
No, obviously. Especially in a cash game where the blinds are. I mean, obviously, I always tell people how tournaments are different than cash game, because in a tournament you got to mix it up a little bit as it goes along because of the antes and the blinds keep moving up. But in this game, the blinds are 5-10; they're not moving up.
Actually, one of the things that you hear in the poker DVD is about stealing the blinds in early position from time to time, as opposed to stealing it in late position, which is what most of the pros will do. That early position raise shows strength in a tournament, and you can get away with it.
Now we got a 5-handed here, $50 pot. Flops king 3-6 rainbow. King 3-6 here, and iJax actually has the best hand of the pair of threes.
25.
And he's going to bet it.
Betting bottom pair leaves you open for a raise. But in this particular board, you don't believe anybody's going to have 4-5. If you get past the big and the small blind here, you probably got an opportunity.
Yeah. Now, odd call there by Barry.
Barry's
Smooth
called
calls
with just
him.
2 overcards, right?
Yeah. No, actually, 2 overcards to his 3, yes.
To his 3, right?
And a deuce is no help.
I'll let you try to get your flush. 17. I'll check again. Thank you.
Threes are going to win here.
Yeah, now I was going to say, sometimes I see a no limit, especially. Sometimes you call setting up the bluff on a later street.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes a call is just as good as a raise, especially no limit.
Absolutely.
And in that case, he clearly could have taken the pot away.
On either the turn or the river.
Without a doubt.
And left both opportunities laying by the side, and really just paid him off to see both cards and hoping that he'd hit.
Yeah.
Which is a big mistake on the limit.
So go ahead with the, you were saying.
On the poker DVD, what we did was a round table. We did that for the high stakes. On the tournament side, I have Greg Raymer, current world champion.
Mm-hmm.
He's also done this show with you. I know he was here one of the opening nights at the bike. TJ Cloutier, Men the Master, and Captain Tom Franklin as a round table format. Now, there's been a raise here, and I'll tell you more in between hands.
And we got Larry there's got big slick. He's got ace king of spades. And he raises it. Get a call out of iJazz there. iJazz has got 3-5 offsuit. Well, everybody wants to call this one. See, when Mo raised with the kings, nobody called, but this time everybody likes their hand.
And this is becoming a family pot.
If I can discard a card and get a new one, I'll call.
And in this pot, I'd rather have ace king than just a big pair because big pair is really dangerous.
Well, especially ace king suited here. It's not a bad hand.
Not a bad hand.
Well, this is actually.
And looking at the rest of the cards that are out, he could really hit his hand and take it.
We're talking. This is a $250 pot.
I take it.
And Jack Queen actually seat 6 there. Barry's actually got the best hand. He's flop top pair, the queen kicker.
And there's absolutely nothing there for the ace king. Queen 10 has flopped a gut shot. And with 250 in the pot, depending upon what he's bet, he's only bet 100. Might be willing to take one off here.
Would you take one off here if you had ace king? With that many callers?
Not with ace king, with the queen 10.
Queen 10. Okay, yeah, you get the
queen
9.
10. I got an overcard and a gut shot. Not knowing that the jack is his other card is a queen.
Right.
For $100 into a $250 pot. You not only have pot odds here, but you've got some equity that you're going to make if you make the hand.
Now, it's actually seat 5, actually. Josh has actually bet the 100.
Oh, he bet the 100 with
He bet the 100. Now, Queen Jack Barry's actually coming over the top for a couple hundred more. And now, if you have Queen 10, what do you do?
Well, once again, you've already put 100 in. Now the pot is 450 plus is 200, so it's 650.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only you bet 200 into a 650. You're getting 3.5, almost 3.5 to 1.
Right.
Might still be worth taking it off here.
Right. Well, obviously, not knowing the guy has Queen Jack, not knowing you're drawing dead to just a 9 here.
That's right.
Now, one thing, though, seat 5, actually, he only had about $450 in chips. So there's no implied odds here.
So he's called all in, or
he's called all in.
That's a scare card there, but not as scary enough because it's a club, which gives.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe he's got $60 left.
Yeah, then that's a bad call.
Right. I was going to say, sometimes if you're $3,000, $4,000 deep, hey, I'll go for the 9. If I hit it, maybe I can win another $1,000.
Exactly right. And another jack. He's made 3 jacks. He's going to win this. Boy, what Robert Verconi has done to the world of poker by playing Queen 10, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You got Queen 9? I'm a Queen 9.
And he's honest there. Tells everybody he had Queen 10.
Actually, he showed the hand, so.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. I was afraid that you had the...
Well, I put you on ace jack.
Thank you. That's what I was sort of thinking you might have had. But I also had the flush draw. You picked up the club on the turn.
And Barry picks up a pretty good pot there. About a $900 pot he picks up.
Mo, do you want your blind?
Not only does Mo want his blind, but everybody wants Mo to have his blind.
Mo is the quintessential host. He gives action, gives you free massages, free drinks.
He runs the board. He calls for service. He's the best.
Great host.
So getting back to the poker DVD with the with the 4 guys that you have, it's really an interesting. I put out scenarios and said, well, how would you play this? And interestingly enough, you got 4 or 5 different answers sometimes, and they started arguing with each other a little bit. Now, if you listen real close, there's some great insights that you can pick up from these guys.
Quarter.
Now, actually, Mo is actually in the hands. He's got ace deuce. He's got nothing here, and.
35. Mountain Dew.
3-handed, there we go.
Mountain Dew soda. I don't think they have
And Tony was taking a shot at it.
Yeah, thanks, bud.
But Ijaz actually had the best hand.
Yeah, he picked up his queen on the turn, and now he...
I'm not sure he's going to be able to call a bet here. This is a bluff.
70.
$70.
70 is not enough of a bluff.
Well...
Obviously it is. He lays it down.
Yeah, I would have thought Ijaz would call that as well.
He's called with so much less.
Right, exactly.
And here he finally has something.
Now, Tony actually came in second place in a big Stars and Stripes tournament about a week ago. We have our Stars and Stripes going on right now. Actually, the tournament right now is Omaha High-Low, which is going on in about 30 minutes.
I'm going to play that tonight.
You're going to play? Great. We've got that going on in 30 minutes, a $200 buy-in tournament. And tomorrow is actually a big tournament. We've got a $200 multi-rebuy no-limit hold'em tournament with a $75,000 guarantee. And I'm willing to bet that it's going to be more like $150,000.
Yeah, we had a no guarantee the other night on a 200 with a single rebuy, and we hit the 75,000 guarantee, and there wasn't one. So I tend to agree with you.
Maybe enough to everybody. Yeah, what you had wasn't a raise. That was fucking rape.
Now, for those people listening at home that are online, obviously, we also have an online expert. For those who might play on online, have seen Crazy Canuck. He's the guy on the DVD giving the expertise for online play, and he's one of the best out there that there is. So you get a great opportunity there as well.
I mean, you've noticed it's a big difference between playing in a brick-and-mortar casino as opposed to online.
Oh, I think that there's a lot of similarities and a lot of differences. The similarities.
Wow, I'm sorry to interrupt you here. Look at this, actually. Larry's actually picked up a set of deuces. And Adam's got he's got a set of kings. I mean, he's got a pair of kings. And, I'm sorry, Mo
has got the set of deuces.
Mo's got the set of deuces.
And two twos against 2 tens against 2 kings.
Now look at this.
And the flop is deuce 4 5.
Mo flops his set. I mean, he flops his set, he checks it, sees what happens, and we get a bet and a call.
And the reason Mo is thinking here is because he's thinking if someone's got an ace out there, a 3 gives him a straight and really ruins his set.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know exactly how to play this. He's trying to find out. While he's asking how much, how deep the players are around him.
Now,
he's
it was
really
raised
thinking whether he wants
pre-flop.
to. Yeah, he's thinking here whether he wants to raise now or whether he wants to wait till the turn.
Now, we've seen, Adam's a relatively tight player, so I think Mo puts him on a big hand. Now, this is interesting here.
And Larry here is, if the raise came from the Kings, I think Larry's got an easy fold here.
Well, actually, the raise didn't come from the Kings. The raise came from Mo. The Larry was the original better at tens. Yeah.
The Kings didn't smooth call.
No, yeah, exactly.
That's an easy.
He's got to
fold.
think that he's got to be beaten one place, This is one of those times Mo bluffed him in the first hand when we saw he had 8s versus the queens, and this is one of those, does he give him credit again? Does he lay it down?
Well, he was wrong the first time and laid down the queens.
Exactly.
Is he going to be wrong this time and call with the Kings?
Adam's not very deep. He's only got about, maybe $300 or $400 left.
If this was aces, it really wouldn't be a hard call because at least you have the straight draw.
Exactly.
But with the Kings, he's got to put Mo on a bigger game.
You lose 2?
I think it's pretty easy to lay down here.
And Mo was telling him to lay it down.
You know what I put you in?
What do you put me on?
I just want to let you what I have. I put you on pocket jack.
So if he's telling him jacks are no good, then Kings can't be good.
Well, unless Mo's got queens.
God damn you.
I mean, this is one of those, some people sit down and play this no-limit game, and they go, oh, I hope I get kings and aces. I'm sitting there going, you know what, don't give me kings and aces.
7, 8 of diamonds.
Yeah, give me 4s, give me 3s.
I do like to say, I do like the middle suited connectors in no limit.
Yeah.
Maybe a pocket five.
Actually, I'll say my biggest pot I ever won in this game was with 5-4 of hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Love that hand.
Won a very big pot with 5-4 hearts up at the championship event at Bay 101 during the Shooting Stars. Raised in late position with the 5-4 hearts when nobody entered the pot. Small blind had 2 aces.
I'm going to call. I don't think it's a good call, but I'm going to call.
He's right. It's not a good call.
No, it's all right.
Well, he's got 2 outs. He needs a king.
Got it if you want to make a deal, yeah.
That's not going to help him. Nah,
the wrong picture. Gave him hope.
Good hand, though. God, you have the worst luck against you. King.
So he's made a bad call twice now. He folded with the best hand, and he's folded with the worst hand.
You almost want to be consistent. Either call all the time or don't call.
That's right.
Or guess better.
Last time he did the same thing with pocket eights. Said the same type of stuff.
See, he did remember that. We talked about that, and it was going through his mind. He did take his time, and he was replaying everything that had gone on. And I think that the fold with the queen cost him twice.
Yeah. Well, Mo is. I mean, we see Mo. Mo usually does win in this game, and I guess one of the reasons is he does get action.
He does get action. He gets action, so he gets it.
Yeah, exactly.
I get 900.
So when is the release date for the DVD?
Probably a Father's Day gift.
Okay.
Release date. We've got it finished now. We're just putting the finishing touches on it.
And where can I get it?
You can go to pokerinsight.com, www.pokerinsight.com, or you can call at 1-800-61-POKER. It's 1-800-61-POKER. And that 61 denotes the amount of tips and tells that you'll be able to get in the tips and tells section.
Right.
That doesn't mean there aren't hundreds of other tips and tells available throughout the 4 poker DVD set.
And iJazz here, it's two-handed here. We got a heads-up pot. Tony's still in the lead with the ace high, but iJazz does have the flush draw. And it gets checked down. And Tony's going to win it with a pair of aces here. And remember, guys, it's your best 5 cards, so he's got aces and 6s with a king kicker.
You know, the 10 does not play.
Yeah, unlike Omaha, which you'll be playing in a little while, you do not have to play two cards.
Man, am I glad you reminded me of that.
But you didn't re-raise a raise, though, right? You just raised. It's a little
Check raised
different.
me out of the blind, the same thing.
No, but he raised the pot, and then you re-raise, so you really have a monster. I'm saying if you do a stone cold bluff on a re-raise, not just a raise.
It was a bad call. I constantly preach one pair is one pair is one pair, and I didn't live by it.
You know, he's talking about one pair, not living by it. A lot of people go broke in this game with top pair, top kicker.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that's not the hand to go broke with.
Yeah. And we got a limped around pot here. iJazz is going to check it there. 5-handed, $50 pot.
Once again, jacks are well represented.
People seem to love jacks.
One pair is one pair.
And flop is ace-10-5. Actually, the flop is ace-10-5. 10 of diamonds there instead of the 9 of diamonds. And
Fold your pair of deuces pre-flop. Yeah, well,
Tony actually folded his ace. He's not in the hand.
I pissed away $400. Is what I really did. When he calls me out of line for 50, I know he has a pair. Right, and he's not making that move with pocket queens. That was a pretty fucking.
And Mo's going to take it down. He had a pair of 10s, and he takes it down with the bet.
No,
We're sorry if you heard that. We're sorry if you heard that.
We're having a little technical difficulty there. Sorry about that. Hey, once again, we are live at the bike. This is unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. And we are playing a $500 buy-in, no-limit hold'em game.
Well, once again, I'm glad you told me that because I was hoping that there was a way that I could actually change one card on the flop. Because that's exactly how I need to play sometimes.
I am David Tuckman, and I am here with the Poker MD, Warren Karp.
And it's a pleasure to be here at the bike. You know, if it wasn't for the bike, I wouldn't have any clothing at all. I've got more final table shirts, jackets, hats from the Bicycle Casino in my closet than anything else.
Do you keep them all?
I do, actually. I have a whole collection of bike equipment.
Now, this is interesting. Mo's actually flopped trips 8. He's got 8-7. And you talk about top pair here. Josh has got a pair of kings with a jack kicker. And it's checked around. Nobody's got any clubs. That's not really dangerous. I mean, nobody knows it, obviously.
And now he's going to bet with the king.
Well,
he figured the deuce is a safe card.
Right.
And he's bet small here. He could be portraying the 8. You know,
yeah, without a doubt.
To check the flop and then bet it.
Right.
And of course, Mo does have the 8, and he's raised.
And Mo, this is an interesting play because James played it the kind of way where he might be on a steal, and Mo sometimes will play that way when he thinks somebody's on a steal. Now the club does come, and Ijaz is actually out of there. He does not have 3-5. It's not in there. Wow, and Josh is going to raise him.
He's bluffed him. He's trying to bluff him with the king, which is why I was going to say it's a bad call on the turn. You put the small bet out there to find out if the 8's there. Mo says, yes, I have the 8.
Right.
You fold it. But he called the raise, looking to make a play on him on the river.
Oh, sorry.
And there's just no way that Mo's going to lay this down
I
here.
was going to raise. I have 8. You have 8 for that? No, I have.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't raise because you can't win.
Right.
But I guess sometimes I find myself doing that too. Sometimes we bet to get information, right?
And when we get the information, we don't listen.
It's almost like you talk yourself out of it, going, well, maybe he wasn't doing that. Maybe he was doing this instead.
I'll tell you, it's one of the classic mistakes. I've written this in one of my articles as well. It's believe your read. Meaning that, you raise with a pair of jacks, you get a call from a guy, you put him on ace-king. The board comes king-4 deuce, and you say, you know what, I think he had ace-queen. Believe your read. If your read is ace-king and the king hits the board, believe the read. If you put that quarter bet out there to find out if he's got the 8 and he tells you, yes, I do, then believe the read and let it go.
Right, exactly. And if you think he's bluffing, okay, we'll let him bluff out.
Exactly right.
Okay. I'm looking here. Wow. Pretty impressive tournament finishes here. I'm looking down at your list here. I'm going at the HendonMob.com player. You can type in Warren Karp, and you can look at all these all the in the money finishes. But how many tournaments did you finish in the money in 2004? 20?
I had a very decent 2004 where I had an awful lot of money finishes.
And 03 too.
And for some reason, whatever the reason is, I had an opportunity to make the money, but then I never really had a chance to get over the hump and get into the big money.
Right.
Now I started this year off with coming in second down at the World Series of Poker event in Atlantic City. Didn't get a chance to play many big events up until the Bellagio, and then got very lucky at the Bellagio because, of course, I'm also a tournament director, and I do tournament directing all around the world, and I've had opportunity this year to go to Copenhagen and in France to run tournaments. I've done it in the Caribbean, in St. Martin, and on cruise ships. So I've been working an awful lot this year.
Yeah. And we got a bet out of seat 3 here. Tony's going to bet $75, and we get a call out of Ijaz. He's got bottom. He's got second button. He's got a pair of jacks. 6 on the turn is not going to be any help. It actually is going to help Tony.
Tony's made aces and sixes here.
Yeah. And Ijaz here is drawing dead to just a jack.
And here's one of those situations where before he got bluffed out of the hand when he had a hand, and here he doesn't have, hardly has a hand, and he's calling.
Right.
When I played in the 3,000.
Now let's say a flop is like that ace deuce jack, and you got a couple of diamonds out there, and you put somebody on maybe, I think this guy's betting his diamonds. Do you want to let him keep bluffing, or would you rather raise him and get the find out?
Well, the information that I'd rather do is what I try and do is I try and figure out a way to take the lead and control the amount of money that I'm going to put into the pot.
Okay.
So if I can get into the first position of betting by figuring out a way on the flop, making a small raise on him on the flop, now taking the position out, maybe instead of letting him bet $100 or $150 into me, maybe I'll let him check to me and I'll bet the $50 in that spot and let him flat call the 50. If he does come over the top, okay, I've got the information that I want. If he flat calls, now I've got the draw for only $50. So it's a win-win situation.
Right. Kind of like a stop bet in a way.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And he has a backpack or a bag that he carries with him. Yeah, it looks like a...
And if you look at this table, some people try to we got a raise out of James here, out of Josh in seat 5. He's got ace-king here, offsuit, ace of spades, king of diamonds. And he's on the button.
The classic hand, no hand.
Now, do you like raising with ace-king in a cash game? Cash no limit game?
It really depends on my position. If I'm in late position, yes, because I can represent the big pair and take them away. If I'm in early position, the raise is there. In a cash game, you're going to get called in a lot of different spots, and you really don't have any idea where you're at.
Right.
Yeah, do 7-1.
And it's one of those
if it
things.
comes ace 7-8, you may be, some guys out there with he may be a favorite in a hand. He might have an open-ended straight and a flush drawer. He might flop a set. It's a tough bet in early position.
Yeah.
Isn't the room supposed to open?
I'd much rather, deception is what makes you money at no limit. So, what's it costing you? $10 to be deceptive?
Exactly.
You might win $1,000 pot for $10.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Or you might win the blinds for $50.
Good point. I mean, sometimes I always notice that the problem with ace king. Now Tony's going to raise here, and he's got aces. He's got a couple of bullets here.
And no limit, protect them like they're your first one.
And Josh is going to call. And he's got Josh has got 7-9 offsuit. Kind of not quite suited connectors, but hey. And we got it heads up here. And he's got 10-9. I apologize there.
Oh, she's big. She really ran the room. Yeah, she still goes there for tournaments.
It's not a bad flop for aces.
Not a bad flop for aces.
Yeah, I know, but who used to be before her?
Aces just got better.
The big breasts?
Well, that was Susan.
No, before her.
And he might even check there with the king, hoping that the guy's got a king. Now he's bet at
for a
it.
long time. She probably left 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago.
I don't remember shit last week.
It shows the ace, and that's bad information.
We have a hard time with.
I would never have turned that hand over.
Yeah, you don't want to show that.
Not in that spot. I mean, it's a big pot or something on that level. You take a shot at a big pot. Okay, you can do that there. But the last thing you want to do is say, you made a raise before the flop with aces. Then you checked a great flop for you. Then you checked a straight. Now you make a bet on the river when a king comes, hoping to get paid off for 40 or 50 bucks. And then show the aces. Just way too much information.
Yeah. I know Dewey Tomko, his advice is, he said, never show.
Yeah, there's a lot of pros that never, ever show. I don't ascribe to that. There are some times that I will show a hand because I believe it's the kind of player that kind of information will have an effect later on in the tournament or later on in the game.
Are you ever worried
that kind of player.
Are you ever worried that another table might pick up that information of being observant?
The ones that I'm worried about have played a lot with me and probably have their own set of reads on me already.
Okay.
So I'm not exactly worried about those guys. It's the guys I want to extract chips out of. Giving them that kind of information or specific information that I want to give for later on is well worth the battle.
Okay, there you go. And we got it four-handed here, and it is a raised pot. And it's actually a $50 raise, so we got a $240 in the pot. And I believe the raiser was actually Queen 6. Barry there.
Barry's got he's got antsy. He hasn't been in a pot for a while.
That happens sometimes, huh? I know a lot of players that come to the poker room telling themselves, I'm going to play my A game today. And look at this, actually. iJazz has actually flopped a set of 4s. And he's going to bet it now that the ace of spades comes out there.
And I always say, wait till you don't have the nuts and then bet.
That's an easy laydown from Amos there, and iJazz is going to take it down with 3 4s. But I know a lot of people that come to the casino, they tell themselves, okay, today I'm going to play my A game. I'm going to play the best there. And it usually lasts about 45 minutes or so, and then they revert back to their usual play.
Yeah, which really only says is that they don't have an A game. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, guys that have to tell themselves, today I'm going to play my A game, are really just here to gamble.
Right.
You know, a lot of people, when I'm hanging around, my family, and what does your husband do for a living? It used to be my wife would say, I was a gambler. Now she says I play poker because she knows I'm not gambling. because I come to play my A game all the time. And I try and stay on my A game all the time. I don't have to tell myself to come on my A game. If I want to gamble, if I want to play something that has gambling, I'll play blackjack or I'll play Bankroll.
Good point.
Here I'm playing the math, and I hope I live long enough that the math holds up.
Well, it's been doing okay so far.
So far, I've been all right.
We got four-handed here. Pot's $40. Ace 10-6, couple of diamonds out there. Amos has got the best hand with a 10 there.
Not a bad flop for Amos, but if that was the 10 of diamonds, that would be a great flop.
Right. Now Tony in seat 1 has actually picked up a he's picked up a straight draw. Wow, 3 players, and Tony's going to call that. And if you're king 10, you got to like your hand even better now, right?
Absolutely. Makes you believe that the ace is not there.
Right.
King kicker.
And the guy's wondering, king kicker? What do you mean king kicker? I got deuces.
Yeah, I got deuces, exactly right.
I got a deuce kicker.
And once again, now, Inez has made every call except the call where he had the winning hand.
Right.
Man,
Very strange.
No more money. I might get raised.
Thank you.
I just don't have that kind of luck. Call 50 out of the small.
And how would you, I know sometimes people like to say, oh, I like to play at a passive table. I like to play at an aggressive table. I like to play at a loose table. What would you say about this table?
Well, this is obviously a loose table.
Passive, loose passive, would you say? Or,
well, it's passive in some spots and aggressive in others.
Yeah.
Now, the Mo has moved out. A lot of the aggressiveness has gone out.
He bets 3 and you overcall. Or you call. I'm not overcalling.
Even some of the bets that you've seen that seemed aggressive were not big enough to be aggressive. They were big enough to be loose.
right. And look at that. IJ's is actually going to raise an early position with ace deuce of clubs.
Well, it's suited.
Right, exactly.
And he's going to win the pot.
And he takes it down.
Got something from my new book.
Raise an early position with ace rag suited, huh?
And the only hand I want to win is where I steal the blinds with ace deuce suited.
Right, exactly.
You know, and it's interesting there because when you think back to the hand that Inez laid it down, Tony was the one who made the bet there, and he was brand new into the table and didn't know that Inez happened to be a calling station.
That's pretty nice.
Right, exactly.
Unbelievable that he got away with the bluff in that particular spot.
I mean, I for one, I like to really get a hold of the table before I'm going to bluff.
15 to 20 minutes, you should certainly have an opportunity to know what's going on at the table.
Right, exactly.
If it takes you longer than 15 to 20 minutes, you're really not doing enough homework.
Just 15 more.
And IJ's is going to raise just 15 more. He's got ace 3 here, not suited. Larry's going to see a flop here with king queen.
And he does have the best starting hand, so
Does I?
I'm not saying I would make that raise. I'm
Oh,
just saying
okay.
he's got the best starting hand.
Well, he doesn't have the best hand anymore. Larry's picked up his king.
All in.
And he's going to bet right into it. Now, let me ask you that. It's a question. Would you bet that, or might you let, IJaz is going to fire at it, let
I'm
IJaz
actually,
fire at it?
with the chips that I have, I'm going to bet it, absolutely.
Okay.
In this particular instance, he's got nothing behind, so he bet a small amount.
And look at his
because all he
IJaz
had was
calls with ace high. He's got no
Well,
pair,
he's got
no
the ace
draw.
of hearts, so he's looking for runner hearts.
And no help there. 3 kings is going to take it down.
Inez decided not to show there. That's the first one he's decided not to show.
Whenever I have a pocket pair, never show up. Pocket 10.
And don't forget, everybody, to sign up for the archives at thebike.com. You can click on the on-demand banner. For just $14.95, you get the this show, past shows, future shows, and you even get access to a Howard Lederer poker DVD.
And Damon has sat down here. He's come back from wherever he was. A difference in players between Tony and Damon.
Well, Tony's actually moved to seat 1 now,
Yeah.
and Damon went to seat 3.
And
And Mo sat out.
Damon is he's a very good player in this particular game because he has the ability to shift gears, but he's usually got a piece of the flop.
Right.
I'm 1 for 1 in pot with all my tournament.
And he definitely
I'm 1 for 1.
doesn't mind waiting there at all.
He's got the patience.
Yeah, and Josh has picked up the ace here. Not much of a kicker, but he doesn't need one in this case.
He's getting cold when Inez with the jack, with the
King 7. He's got the king of hearts, hoping for runner here. And now he is, he's actually drawing dead.
And I love it when a guy says, I'm just going to take one off here, because most of the time, they're telling you the truth.
Right, I'm just going to take one off. If I don't catch my miracle, I'm going to throw it away.
Which means if I bluffed on the flop, I'm absolutely bluffing on the turn.
Okay.
I'm buying for $100.
Good to know.
Go, man. Go get your Mac on, man.
Hey, if you want to learn how to play, you can play free at thebike.com. We have weekly free rolls for $100. We give it away free. I love free money. It's one of my mottos.
So does my wife.
Yeah?
Hey, I can't box it.
So how long have you been playing poker?
Oh, that it's going to give away my age, but I've been playing for well over 30 years.
Wow.
Started in my teens.
Did you start playing in home games, or what got you into it?
I used to live up in New York. We'd go upstate to the Catskills, where some of the best games were played up at the Concord Hotel up there.
I've been there.
And it was some great games, some great actions, the Bungalow Colony Circuit, and I used to run the circuit and play the games.
Really? Wow, that's fabulous. We got a four-handed here, and nobody has a 4 here. But iJazz does have a 6. Now,
So I just finally flopped the best hand and checked.
Now Adam
But he was gonna
actually,
call.
Adam's actually got the he's got a flush draw and 2 overcards. Does that make him a favorite here?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Not anymore. He's got 8 spades and the jack and queen. Neither one comes, so the 6 is going to win. So the one time he didn't bet the hand, he's going to win it.
All right.
He checks the best of that. I think he could probably put it best.
Type of player you always want in your game, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If
That's actually funny. That's actually, the Concord is actually where I first started playing poker myself.
Isn't that interesting?
I was 9, 10 years old, and I would sit behind my father and watch him play stud.
That's how I started, sitting behind my father up in the Catskills.
And I'd watch him play for hours. And he would sit there and go, "Aren't you bored?" I go, "No, I could watch this for hours."
I got to the point where eventually my father let me sit down, and then he begged me to play instead of him. And then I played as for a hobby for many, many years. Became a pro about 5 years ago.
Okay. And what convinced you that you could do it, that you could make that leap to being a pro?
Actually, it happened right here at the bike. I had lost my job and was playing recreationally, doing tournaments in a recreational fashion. I had the company I was working for merged with another company, and I was out of work. They kept their own Southern California presence.
Now, this is a big hand here. We got seat 7 here. Robert's got ace-king. And iJazz actually got a real hand. He's got queens.
And on the button, I would have shut everybody out here. That's the spot where I would have shut everybody
and interestingly,
out.
Amos is in there telling her about deuce 5 offsuit. Now, and he's picked up a small part of it. But he's in really bad shape because a 5 is not helpful for him.
But he's betting.
He's betting it. And iJazz is gonna raise. And you like the raise there?
I do like the raise there.
Get a little information, find out if he's got a 9 or not.
Needs to know.
Well, he's
and he doesn't have enough to get bluffed out of this. So,
no, exactly.
So the gentleman in C9 is not going to be able to make any moves here.
Tell us. We won't tell him. How much you got, Jay? You got 300 there? You got 300?
And look how far out he put it. That's a tell. He puts it that far out. Believe me, he's calling.
Yeah, well, this is one of those. And Amos plays this game often, and he plays with iJazz a lot. And it's one of those things where you got to look at it and go, okay, I know I'm drawing dead to a deuce here.
Absolutely. And don't forget, he didn't re-raise pre-flop. He could put him on a 9 here.
He could be drawing dead, right?
Exactly right.
Almost dead, at least. Deuce could come.
Don't forget, in poker, you're never drawing dead. The return card could be another deuce of clubs.
Right.
It could be a foul deck, and everybody gets their money.
That's probably his best chance.
Doesn't happen often, but that is his best chance at this time.
What you have? I have a deuce.
He's being honest. He has a deuce.
Well, he'll show it now. I told you.
I thought you had a big face. Nice hand.
And Ajaz takes it down. Easy fold for ace king. One of the things about ace king, and especially in a no-limit cash game as opposed to a tournament, especially when you're raising, I always feel like if I'm playing against good players, if I'm playing against you or Mo, somebody who really knows how to, I'm not going to get much action if I hit my ace or my king, which is one of the hands, which is the reason I'm not a big fan of it.
It's not only you're not a big fan of it for that reason, but and that's why there's just so much value to limping in with it, because if that flop comes 10 jack queen, if there was no raise pre-flop, they'll never put you on ace king.
Right, exactly.
So you're really going to be able to extract chips out of a guy who played the queen jack or played the jack 10. Now you've got a real opportunity to make some money.
Right. I mean, I've actually won some decent pots with ace king, just, whether it be a limp in or whether it be smooth calling a raise in position.
Yeah, not re-raising.
And the flop comes out with an ace, and the other player had ace jack.
Yeah, in a tournament it's one thing because it's your tournament life. If someone moves in on you and you've got 2 jacks or whatever it is, 2 queens, you're laying it down.
Now Larry's actually flopped. He had the best hand, and he's flopped the best hand, obviously. He has a flush draw, a gut shot straight draw, and the best hand with ace high still. Flop is king 10-5 here with a couple of clubs.
And it was checked around, and now he's made the nuts, so now he really needs to check.
But Ajaz is going to take a shot at it here with ace-3. He's got ace high. Now, if you've got 8-6 here, do you think maybe if Ajaz is... So this is the thing where, if you've got the 8 here, you think Ajaz is full of crap. Maybe you try to steal it from the guy who's stealing it.
That's exactly right.
And that's what he's doing.
And that's exactly what he's doing. Because he knows Ajaz is capable of a steal here.
Exactly. And Larry's got to be dancing. He's going, how do I play this now?
Well, he doesn't have enough chips to play it very many ways. Pretty sure he's going to move in here. He's going to give it the old dance, and then he's going to move it in. There it is.
Yeah. Now, nobody really has anything, so it's actually only about $100 more. And the dealer you see there threw the blue chips off.
How's everything, Jay?
Right.
Blue chips do not play in this game unless they add up to $5.
Absolutely no reason to call this extra $100.
And look at that. He calls anyways because Larry can't be bluffing in that situation, could he?
It's just throwing away $100. Saying, okay. I made a bad play. I'm going to give you a little more.
Just send the money to him. Nobody ready for it.
I have to kill this hand before. Not even
you ready for it?
And the dealer is actually correct there. You have to see.
I'm saying, what you ready for?
Before she gives the money, she has to see the hand.
And that goes back once again to what I was just saying. Just in case he turned over a foul card.
Yeah.
That's why you don't push the pot.
And that's one of those cases. There's sometimes I play this game, and then somebody's going, the pot's so big, it's only $30 more. I'll call, especially if I'm playing a limit game. And on the river, somebody goes, why didn't you call? There's so much of the pot. I go, he can't be bluffing. There's no way. And in that case there, with a bet, a raise, and you're re-raising all in, and you don't have much money, it can't be a bluff.
Well, let me tell you, if tonight he goes home dead even, he would have gone home $100 ahead.
Plus, we saw the $300 earlier.
That's exactly right.
And that's $400 there. And
$400 in an hour? I don't know many people who make that kind of money in an hour.
Pretty good. What would you say good for a game like this? What's a good hourly rate for a pro? What are you looking to make in a game like this?
Well, on a $5 and $10 blind, it's different than a limit game where you're looking to make a big blind, a big blind and a half.
Of course, yeah.
What I tend to do is I try to get in there and double my buy-in and triple my buy-in.
Okay.
But it depends upon the game.
Let me get a bet out of Josh here with sixes, and he's got the best hand, and he's going to take it down. So you try to double or okay. So you try to double your buy-in, and how long is your session usually? You play for?
Well, that's because of online poker. I've now not put a time limit on my sessions. If I sit down at home and hit what I want to hit in the very first hand, I'll click off.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And the same thing when I come to the casino. Okay, fine. I showered, I dressed, I came all the way down to the casino. It took me an hour and a half to get here. If I make what I want to make in the first hand, I'm gone.
Okay. Do you ever think that might curtail a big? I mean, maybe it's your day, and it's just you're sitting down at the table. It's a great game. You happen to win the first hand. You win $1,500 in the first hand. Suddenly you've doubled up your buy-in, whatever your buy-in is, and you're looking at going, well, and you're thinking you should get up. You go, wait a second, this is a good game. I can still beat this game. I'm fresh. I'm feeling good.
There's a sign outside, by the way. Did you see that?
I didn't see the sign.
It says open 24 hours.
Yeah.
I can always come back tomorrow.
Good point.
The game is always going to be good. There's a movie out there. There's a family out there. There's an awful lot of things that are out there other than casino life.
This is interesting here. Now, iJazz has flopped top 2 pair here with 3 clubs out there, but he checked it, and it got checked around. And now the 5 of diamonds has got to be a somewhat scary card, I suppose.
More for a straight, the straight draw is now out there as well.
And now he bets it. Now, how do you handle when you have 2 pair in bad position on a 3 flush board? Do you want to bet on the flop? Do you want to see?
I want to find out where I'm at. Absolutely.
Okay. So you bet a little bit and see where you're at here.
And he's going to lose this hand because he didn't bet the flop.
And he kept the 5-3 in there, who I don't think he would call.
Who made a pair and a flush draw on the turn.
I think your club's small, bigger than mine, but I'm going to call.
No, I have 2 pair.
I always like that. I love when people say that.
I have the winner, but I think you have the winner, so I'm going to call.
Right.
Oh, wait, I have the winner.
Right. My favorite thing is when I actually have the winner, though, Warren. I love when I have the winner and somebody goes, I know you got me beat, but I'm going to pay it off anyway. I love that. Well, I think, Warren, you're going to go off to play the Stars and Stripes Omaha High-Low tournament tonight, right?
Correct.
Good luck.
I might be back in here in 15 minutes, but I'm going to go play it
Hopefully not. Hopefully you go win it.
And I had a great time, and I hope the listeners out there enjoyed some of the stuff. Don't forget to take a look at my website, pokermd.com, and look for the Poker Insight DVD coming out right around June.
Yeah, pokerinsight.com. Check it out, and pokermd.com.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks a lot, Warren. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Hopefully not.
Shadows. Raise 15.
And let's do a chip count here, brought to us tonight by Joker Gaming. Seat 1, actually, is Tony. He's got 1,115 chips. Seat 2 is Larry. He's got 700 chips, built up a little bit here. Gore has actually sat down in seat 9 now. And we're going to see a flop here. 5 players. It was raised to $25. Flop of 9-3-5. iJazz actually has an open-ended straight draw. Larry's got a wheel draw. Gut shot wheel draw, but it's no good, obviously. And Gore actually has top pair. He's on the button. He's got Jack 9. And he's got top pair. See how it's played here. And iJazz bets 100, and Gore's going to smooth call him. Interesting. And we get it heads up here. 4-6 and the Jack 9 are there. Actually, 7-8 still in there, too. Josh decided he likes 7-8. He had a gut shot now. 6 would have given him the straight, but that's not going to help him. We get a check. And let's see if Josh is going to fire at the pot here. He's got pretty much nothing. But he's going to fire at it anyway.
200.
Fires $200, and Gore lets 9 go pretty quickly. And I was definitely questioning Josh's play on the turn, on the flop there, but it looks like he might. Oh, no. Wow, he gets a call from 4-6 here. Now, he's definitely not getting the odds to go for a straight. And the river's a 5. That is not any help there. And 8 high is actually going to win this hand. You see what your hand there? Everybody has a pair of 5s with a queen, a 9, and he's 8 plays. Wow. But iJazz is going to fire at it. Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing at home. I'm amazed here. iJazz fired at it with 6 high, and the only way that Josh possibly could play that hand, he can't call it, obviously, with 8 high, even though it is the winner. He raises it, you know? And iJazz can't call with 6 high, so, wow. That was interesting play there. Josh takes it down with the bluff. Well, not the bluff, actually. He had the best hand. Let's finish up that chip count here. We got iJazz there in seat 4. He's got about 850 chips, but now it looks like more like about 400 chips, maybe 300 chips. Seat 5 is Josh. He's got about 1,000 chips. Seat 6 is Barry. He's got 5,400. Seat 7, we've got Robert with 4,000. Seat 8 is Adam. He's bought in again. He's got about 800 in chips. And Seat 9 is Gore with 3,100 in chips. Once again, we are live at the bike. We are unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. I am David Tuckman, and we are playing $500 no-limit buy-in game. Unrestricted buy-in, $500 minimum. Blinds are 5 and 10. Really appreciate Warren Karp coming in here.
I did too. Raising 75? Yeah.
75 total. Three plays.
And we get three-handed here. And the flops hit a couple of people here. Now, seat 4, iJazz has actually flopped a monster. He's got top pair with a flush draw. But seat 7, Robert's actually got an open-ended straight draw. Plus, he has the backdoor king of hearts flush draw. And he's going to call. iJazz is all in there. iJazz moved all in with top pair and a flush draw. And he definitely is a favorite. And the 9 gives him... Oh, wow. And as I said it there, the 9 gives the king, queen a straight. Now, Robert was actually drawing pretty slim there because it had to be a 9 or an ace that wasn't a heart. So instead of the normal 8 outs when you have an open-ended straight draw, he only had 6 outs. But in that case, actually, a king or a queen would have been fine as long as that wasn't a heart as well. Hey, if you want to play it for free at thebike.com, we have weekly free rolls. You can get hundreds of dollars. We give them away. We also actually, this Sunday, April 24th, you can come down to the bike. We are about 15 minutes south of Los Angeles. In Bell Gardens, and you come down to play for our free player free roll. We're giving away $2,500 plus a laptop, and other computer prizes are on the line. All you need is 10 tournament points to register. Go to www.thebike.com.
200. Thanks.
Now, I'm not sure about you at home, but I personally missed the game last night. Now, the poker might be more interesting tonight, but the guys aren't nearly as good looking.
Yeah. We can't have bills on the table?
It kills the jackpot.
Oh, it's a jackpot?
Have the bills on the table? But there's no jackpot in this game, right?
Yeah,
there is. There is? Yeah, there is. Really? Check. Oh, I'm sorry.
He first.
Yeah. Rick! 35.
And interesting here, we got a couple of open-ended straight draws here. Tony's got an open-ended straight draw with the 8, and Josh has got an open-ended straight draw with the 8 as well. And there's the ace. I was going to say iJazz was in the lead there. He had an open-ended straight draw as well, but he had the ass end of it. Generally, I don't like to go for the ass end of a straight. You got the 4 there. You really only want the 3. You don't want the 8.
Right here, man. Oh.
Because somebody else could have 9-10 very easily. Somebody could have 8-9 very easily. But here now, Josh has got by far the best hand here. He's got a pair of aces with the open-ended straight draw.
Can you get one of the guys any chips?
You got it.
And Josh is just waiting to see what he's going to do.
Well, he raised more. I know, he raised 500.
He might put somebody on the 8-9 already here. Now he's got to think about it. This is one of those hands where you get action from 2 spots already. You got action from Tony and action from iJazz in seat 1 and seat 4. Sometimes you just got to think, wow, maybe my ace with my open-ended straight draw is just not good. But sure enough, it is good. iJazz folds now. And actually, I'm sorry, iJazz is actually all in.
Check it to you.
And that's a tell. When you throw your cards into the muck like that and you walk away disgusted, generally you don't have the best hand. And Tony's going to take a shot at it, though. pot's pretty big now. Now that's, I mean, if I'm at the table, I'm really annoyed that iJazz throws his cards in like that. And you gotta, if you ever go to a brick and mortar casino, make sure you do that. Don't throw your hands. Because now Tony knows he doesn't have to bluff 2 people. He only has to bluff 1 person. And Josh is going to make what is a tough call here, and he's going to win the pot with aces. Tony was actually drawing dead to the win there. He could have tied it had a 9 or a 4 come on board.
Chips, please, and 4.
And we're going to have Alan in seat 4 now. Alan's a local poker player and businessman. Very nice guy. Kind of looks like Pinocchio's father. You know, the grandfather? Had he been like 20 years younger. And this is an interesting makeup here. We've got some really, you got some action players here. Tony in seat 1 is pretty action. Gore in seat 9 is action. We've got some tight players in there.
Big blind also.
Now Tony in seat 1, I told you earlier in the Stars and Stripes about a week ago, he took home a hefty check. He won about $20,000 in a no-limit tournament on, I think about 5 days ago. So he's taking that money and seeing if he can parlay that into a bigger win here.
Just 2 chips.
If you have any questions or comments, please email us at live@thebike.com. Anything you want to see, any questions, whatever you have, go ahead, knock us out.
Usually you have 3 chips on
15 if you missed the one.
Raise. 30.
And for those of you at home about Warren Karp, if you're not sure if he's a good player, trust me, he's not even in the room anymore. He's an excellent, excellent poker player. I played with him numerous times, and he knows what he's talking about. Seat 4 there, Alan sits down. He's got king, queen, and he's flop top pair. Flop is a king 7-3 rainbow. Now he's out of position, and king, queen is sometimes tough out of position.
15.
Tournament champion.
But
I got money
he
on
gets
it.
everybody to lay it down here. Actually, I take that back. Josh actually had the button, so wasn't terribly out of position.
Not on those questions you don't want to. Dude, that's like extreme tournament of champions.
Don't forget to sign up for the archives. You can still get the early bird special for just $14.95. You can get to see all the past shows, including last night's show with the those babes. You can see all of future shows. You can see this show. It's a great learning tool. And you also get access to a Howard Lederer video. The video alone is worth $14, so definitely check it out. I was actually playing in the 30 limit game yesterday, and playing against a lot of the players that I was able to see. I bought the archives, and I was able to check it out, so it's a good deal.
I prayed. I had Dodgers and Angels. Parlay. Of course, the Dodgers can't win 9 in a row. On the road.
Option.
And we're going to see it 5-handed here. No, actually, I take it back. We're seeing it 3-handed. And interesting here.
25.
Nobody's got much of anything, but Josh uses his position to take the pot away. You know, he's only got deuce 3 of hearts. He did have a flush draw, actually. Now I can see it a little quicker. He did have a flush draw, and he bet it. And he takes the pot away.
Who did? Was he limping with the walker?
Thank you.
Josh kind of looks like a smaller Tommy Morrison type look-alike there, doesn't he?
Look at him.
Let's get a close-up of Josh there. Josh Allen. Yeah.
Old tire, old man?
Sorry?
I was thinking. You guys remember Rocky V? Yeah, the fighter. Kind of like a smaller version of Tommy Morrison. Okay. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got Stars and Stripes. It is a $200 multi-rebuy tournament, $75,000 guarantee. I'm telling you, it's going to be $150,000. I'm playing in it. So first place is obviously already locked up, but hey, you can come down and try for second place.
She's going to ask me, when are you going to... She's going to ask me, aren't you going to buy a house? Nah. I'm going to go to Cabo for 2 days.
And look at that. You rarely see somebody fold a small blind for one chip. But he obviously didn't like his hand there, Adam. Flop a queen, jack 4 there. Rainbow. Barry's got the best hand there with a pair of queens. He bets $50. And he takes it down.
Exactly what I want in my life right now. I hope she's watching. I forgot. My buddy's 21, right? Whole life to live. Smart. He's a pretty bright guy. No, he's not. Well,
Okay, we seem to have a difference here.
He's got school smarts, but not street smarts. So he's pretty book smart. Gets his girlfriend pregnant. This is for everybody online too. Gets his girlfriend
What's the guy's name and address?
Alex Fagundis. I'll rat him out right there.
Jerky Wood Products.
There you go. Gets his girlfriend pregnant. He said decide to move in together. Right? He's 22.
Raise.
Then they decide to join bank accounts. I'm going, dude.
Barry's picked up pocket aces here. I don't want to interrupt Josh's story about his friend, but...
Like, okay, I can understand moving in together.
Why would you ever join bank?
Why would you ever
not
join
married?
bank?
One of the worst moves of his life.
Oh, yeah.
He's a smooth operator.
And Josh is going to call here with jack 5 of hearts.
So is there an ending or that's it?
Oh, no, it's ongoing.
That's it?
Wow, look at this flop here.
Burnt
Oh.
up into the money.
I want to take that back here. I do apologize here. We technical difficulty. Barry did not have pocket aces. He had ace king. Just as good though in this flop. He had king of spades, so actually better. So then Barry takes it down.
Oh, not yet. I just wait.
I'm just waiting until,
Give
for
me
the funny part of the story.
Well,
And then she broke up with him and took all the money.
Not yet, but we're here in about 7 months, and after the kid's born, I'm sure I'll have some wonderful stories to tell you.
I'll be here in 7 months. You'll be here in 7 months.
You gonna go home in between then now?
No, man.
Yeah, until the kid comes out and he looks nothing like him.
Don't forget you can catch Live at the Bike every Wednesday through Saturday from 6 o'clock to 10 p.m.
Global sale.
Unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited, crazy, wild, nutty.
You did say make it like that now. But I'll let it go.
I would love.
And Josh is going to raise in seat 5 there. He's got pocket 7s. Nice hand in the no limit game. Tony's going to smooth call there with 4-3. And let's see what Damon does here with ace king suited. And he's going to re-raise it. And he's going to re-raise it 300 more with ace king suited.
That's a raise right there. Damien, he has pocket deuces, man. He'll put you on ace king.
He's got it. He just got the hands wrong. And the player's wrong, obviously.
I'm asking you a question too. Are you in the hand? If you're not in the hand, it's not a relevant question for you to have.
Yeah, it is, because I look at who plays and who
Tim,
does
can
what.
you tell him, because he already had a problem with...
And what Damon is talking here is basically there's only one player to a hand, and that's a rule that's in any regular casino. Obviously, if you're on home online and your wife wants to sit over your shoulder and tell you how to play, go ahead. Or if your husband wants to tell you how to play, go ahead. But, oh, wow. And there's a flop for ace-king, but I can't imagine him getting too much action from 7s.
You want to run it more than once? Hold it there.
I have a small pocket pair.
Huh?
I can't, even for $100, I guess for $100, maybe he does have the odds here, but, wow, that's just not a good flop for 7s.
Oh, nice flop.
Nice flop, exactly. Now, Damon didn't have much money there, and that's the reason why he went all in for about, I think about 100 and... No, actually, it was almost $200 there. You know, and even though the flop is, even though the pot's got $600 in it, if you have 7s and the board comes out queen, jack, 10, what exactly can you beat, folks? You know, you can't beat ace king, you can't beat ace queen, you can't beat ace anything really, right? I mean, Damon's not going to raise with ace 9. You know, what can you beat? You can only beat a pure bluff, basically pocket deuces. Is pretty much it. Now, talking about the one player to a hand rule is in a live game, obviously in a casino, it's very important that other players aren't giving you advice. And sometimes if you're a beginner and the first time you're in a casino, you don't know that. These players obviously all know it. They're very experienced players, and they all know the rule.
It's raised to 75.
And that's just a call. I'm not sure what Josh was thinking there. He actually was in the lead, and in a tournament, it's a little different when you've got to gamble a little bit more. But in a live game, calling with pocket sevens is just...
I can respect it.
Wow, that's you know, if the guy's got $3,000 in front of him, you've got huge implied odds. But in that case, you know, Damon only had a couple $100 more. What are you really looking for? And this time Josh has picked up a monster. He's got kings.
300.
And he bets $300 into the pot.
That is 300.
It's not a bad flop for Alan in seat 4. He's got 8s. And wow, it's a pretty good flop for Tony with 4-5 clubs here. And the jack is no help.
I put you all in. Call.
And a 3 on the river is no help there. Kings are going to hold up. And that's one of those times, sometimes we can't get away from like, okay, the flop is 4-5, and that's great. I mean, the flop is an open-ended straight there for 4-5. But sometimes you really got to look at the fact that, okay, this guy just priced out my odds. Plus, I don't have that much money behind me, so it doesn't really pay off. You know, once again, if you've got thousands behind you, and if you hit your deuce or you hit your 7, and you're going to win $1,000 more, hey, go ahead and do it. But to call 300 to win 300, when you're only going to hit it 1 out of 3 times, just doesn't make sense. You know, in this game, you've got to use your instinct, and you've got to use your intuition. But it's also mathematical, and you've got to use the odds. Figure it out. Does this make sense, you know?
Well, next year it's either get rid of him or wash.
Fine, purple.
Nico. Is raised.
Action Allen.
And Allen's going to raise it up. And they're joking around. They're calling him Action Allen. And he's very far from that. And Allen makes it $50 with 10s.
Feature in Action Allen.
Now,
He probably got the winning in.
it's an interesting play there. He makes it $50 with 10s. I'm not sure what he's accomplishing besides building a pot. Obviously, nobody's going to fold. It's not a big enough bet. And he's out of position here. So it's a tough play. Let's see how he plays it now. Yeah, and now he's got to hate his hand. And that's the problem with 10s out of position. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I actually like to, I'm either looking for 2 things. If it's a smaller pot, and maybe if there's been a raise already and I can re-raise enough to take the pot down before the flop, hey, go ahead with the 10s. But otherwise, I personally like to limp in there, see a flop for free, see if I can hit my 10, you know? Because if I don't hit my 10, the flop comes like that, ace, king, you know, I'm done with it. You know, and now instead of just losing $10, I've lost 50.
Thank you.
But hey, that's just the way I play it.
Yeah, I got like 5 of those. I got 5 games to do. I'm just dead money, so. Get the side action.
It's good to know. I always like somebody sits at the table and tells me they're dead money. And it gets blanked around there.
You should raise him when you say that.
I should have, but.
And they're going to see it heads up here.
Do you chop? No, okay, I call. Raise.
Flop is a king 10-3 here. Get the hands up there.
King 3.
And wow, the 4s are still in the lead. Josh is still got the best hand with a 4 here. Allen's picked up a 3. But he can't like it.
Check around.
Look at that, 1 pair. That's the only pair the 4s could beat.
I was close, huh?
Picked up the diamonds.
Okay, well, that's the last hand for me. We're going to do a little table talk. We're going to turn the mic up, and you guys can listen to them. And somebody will be back in about a half hour. I'm not sure who. Okay, well, it'll be me, and I'll see you in a half hour. Enjoy table talk.
get unstuck again in the cash game. Plus, you always win a satellite. I just don't have too much luck with them. I wish I had.
Cards back, please.
Everyone's got a chance.
Who's not in this club?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I got a piece of that app.
Check my deuces.
75 is the bet.
I'm on this spot.
$75, huh?
Come on. Get out of it.
He's already in it.
Just got one out.
Come on. Just give me a 6-4-3 double play. I'll be happy.
You just struck out switch.
Well, luckily we got kill team, so.
He'll hit a gapper.
Yeah, he'll hit it.
If they can't get out of the first 2 innings, they'll give up 4 or 5.
He'll hit a ground ball. We'll be good.
Every game
Bet
they
is
lose.
50.
This is his third start.
Every game they lose, the first 2-3 innings they're giving up 4 or 5 runs.
Bet 200.
Bartolo's a madman.
He's on fire.
There we go, TV guy.
Last time I was here, remember, it took me like an hour and a half to get
Was this TV over here in the corner?
that time he turned it out, it was about 6 minutes.
Cool.
Only hand I can beat.
Thank you. Blind, please.
Are you ready to get even with Jason?
Oh, yeah.
I was telling something about
He came in. I played with him for an hour yesterday. He
Big blind, I get a chance.
8 out of 9 hands.
he must 4-7 or shoot in a race.
It's lucky time, dude.
Big blind, don't throw. What is the race? $30 more. 40 total. I need a. What's the race return?
He bets 50.
Big blind.
Service.
Small on the turn, big down.
You lost the minimum. You lost the minimum.
60. Thank you. Blind, please.
I forgot the strategy. You should have told me.
You gotta wait for the whole round now.
Yeah, I know. Free money, huh?
Free money. You're gonna be paid.
Okay, service here, guys. Yes. Can I get a chicken fried rice?
Chicken fried rice.
And Thai Pepsi. How'd you do?
Did you so?
Not right now.
Oldenbrook?
So who what?
Oldenbrook?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but coffee or something.
One SIM loan?
40 to get 40.
E-service?
Right upstairs.
Bet is 100.
See how quickly I close the door? Come. Oh, you're flapping, huh? Nice one. How much? 100. Everybody's flapping on me. That's all right.
Not only on you, everybody's flopping.
No, on me.
Every time somebody's flopping.
Thank you.
Somebody's flapping something. I guess they have my temper feeling. You're setting me up so good. Setting me up so good. Now I gotta be selective and careful. Top pair, I make a straight, you know. I was running there.
As good as it's spoiling you.
Drawing there.
Somebody lost $60. You got a bad beat.
It's all relative.
Can't get their tune up.
It's all relative. Check.
Action out.
I have to put the jump there so I can call.
You got a jack? There's 2 jacks out there.
I had a jack.
What are you talking about? Yeah, there's jack on the flop.
Jack hit the river, jack hit the flop.
Oh, really?
125.
You were calling because you thought I was
Bet
bluffing.
is
I don't know what you were
125.
No, I had a queen. I got the top pair.
I have a queen.
With a 9 heart.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like queen. I thought the river was a 10.
River pairs the jack.
The river paired the jack.
Yeah, you should wear my eyeglasses. Not only I can't read the boards.
You're getting gold, Tony. You're getting gold.
I guess so.
What is that? 150?
185.
Forget us.
175.
Now those coming there are laughing at me now.
You only allowed that one.
If you can get out of the first
Action out. I'm the patent guy.
Thanks for the compliment.
Yeah, that's gonna get you so many loose calls, Alan.
Huh?
It's gonna, people are gonna start calling you more. They're gonna be like, "Are you that Action Allen guy everybody's talking about?"
Who is in the game all the time and not winning any of them?
Why not a favorite pair of my servants?
Whoa, he's dropping. No home game today?
No, we didn't have any today.
Why is that?
We were short-handed.
You should have called me.
We were only 4. I mean, you know,
I told you to call me. I gave you my number.
I completely forgot you. I should have. Actually, from next Friday, you're welcome every Friday.
Oh, thank you.
You're gonna love our game.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Check is good.
I have to do that. It's $40.
$40, I like the bet.
What's your friend again?
Take it personally.
Alright, guys, I'm up $50.
Better than being down
See you
there. Not bad as that. Huh? Oh, I know. Take it though. Safe. Safe. Nice. That's a hustle player right there. That's risky, man. He gets out. Well, if he gets out, it's 2 outs, 1 run third. Yeah, but that's true.
That's good.
Well, he's got to figure.
Oh my God, dude.
Hold that flop. You know you're not winning.
Doesn't come.
Settle down, Doyle.
Hold that flop.
Not a good kicker.
What a slow roll, Tony.
Goosey's not a good kicker.
Tony, you know you're not winning.
What
You know
a-
you don't have a redraw.
What a slow roll. He had a flush draw, man.
I'm Gold Bronson, you know.
Huh?
I can
He had a flush draw. Do side under flush draw.
Not as good as.
What a slow roll. I didn't know that you slow roll, Tony.
Is that Rivera?
That's good to know. I'm gonna flop the nuts on you and be like, you have a pair yet?
Yeah, 10 is good.
What a slow roll, Tony.
Was DeBannon leading off?
It was good until
Is
the.
DeBannon leading off then, or is he batting 9?
So he showed us quickly. Yeah. Good. He's shaking his head too, Tony. Damn you.
I didn't like that river. Honest with you, I didn't like that.
I'm betting the hearts. I'm betting more to get you out of the pot.
Oh, after the turn, you cannot get me out.
Oh, play Nova.
Yeah, you can't get him out after the turn. You got 10 years.
10 jack.
Yeah, 10 on this turn.
I was just giving him shit about calling the flop. I know he's losing with no redraw. I guess the deuce turned out to be the redraw.
Bet is 50.
Yeah, evidently. Story of my life.
Floor man? I changed my mind about that service. Yeah. Thanks.
2 player.
It didn't cost me much money. You
got a red light.
Thank you. So that means we drop the card on it? Same, he's 1 card.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Look at the dealer cheating.
How long is that been out? Jeez, that's why I lost that last hand.
Yes,
That's why I lost my fucking kings a long time ago.
check, check.
Refund.
The dealer's cheating.
The card's down good.
That's how you do it, huh?
It's so complicated. I didn't know if you could figure it out.
Yeah. He drops it on the floor, then passes it to Tony.
Am I allowed to do that?
Advancing runners?
200 behind series.
Okay. 200 behind 8. Big blind when you get a chance.
Thank you.
You like how much you start winning?
How much you think?
I would rather have.
I know what that means.
I'd rather,
I know what that
have
means.
Kochman up getting the experience than have Walter spot.
What's up, buddy? Yeah. Okay, today I'll change it. Give me a. No, change it. Give me a patty melt.
Patty Melt,
Yeah, no one needs on the patty melt.
double.
Serious? Make sure no one.
Yeah.
No cheese.
I've got, it's like 5 to 1. Yeah, I had him in a parlay with the Angels last night. Both to win. I'm thinking, they got 8 in a row. I'm thinking 9 in a row. Come on. But you and I both know they're not going to do that all year.
Thank you.
What do you want to think?
Coke. Pepsi.
50. The bet is 50.
Thank you very much.
Food service? After, can I order something, please?
100 is the best.
Maybe like a chicken sandwich and fries. No, just a chicken sandwich. Grilled chicken breast? Grilled chicken breast sandwich and fries and like some fruit.
You're sucking me out.
And a bottle of water. Thanks. Oh, I got my card.
If you feel that, then why don't you fold it?
You sucked me in. I have to call.
Thanks, man.
Got a draw?
Only because
got
it's
like
you.
6 of diamonds.
Got a
And
draw?
got bigger.
No, I have
Let's see if the 3 comes out. Nope.
I have full house. Let me see if that scares him. Does it scare you? I believe you too, man. What's wrong?
I kick him.
You have anything on the bottom for me?
Yeah, where's that ace underneath?
No more diamonds.
No, I didn't need a diamond. I needed a 5. A 3. Is it enough?
Obviously not. You need a lot of help.
Now I'm gonna call you.
I was saying, now you gotta go.
See the other
Queen of
one,
diamonds?
I'll tell you if
What
it's
is
good or
it?
not.
Jack of diamonds?
6.
6 of diamonds?
What a draw.
Oh, straight flush draw.
Alan, this is not enough, huh? Man, I got, how much is in the pot? Look at him rubbing his mustache. Man, you deserve it. Here you go, man. Take it down.
2 pair.
Me too.
Queens.
Oh. Come on, why you gotta say that? Just flip it over.
He wanted everybody watching online to know. You got 5, 6 diamonds?
I had 3 dues.
I can't call.
Ladies were nice to me.
Do you have a queen of diamonds?
I had you beat and I didn't even call a bluff.
Did it have
Pocket
Pocket what? Yeah, but I had a monster draw.
Yeah, you had a monster draw. If you had the 6, you had a monster.
You're not going anywhere.
I had a monster draw. What do you mean you had me beat? And plus, if I want to donate to Alan, then you guys, me and Alan have history, man.
You didn't believe me, right?
I always believe you, Alan. I'm sorry.
9, spade, deuce, or heart.
Oh,
Wow.
before it's gone.
And I should fold right now.
Option.
I'm sorry.
All option.
You had my 8. Your 8 would make me a straight.
Good news for you, still have money. I didn't have those money. It's not you? It is me. I didn't have those money yet.
40.
No. Why would I raise? You're my friend. It was Jason I raised.
Check.
You want to see or not?
I do.
You beat 8 high, you got it.
Hey,
How-
it's good with words, right?
How long?
5 minutes, you can see.
No, how long is it going to be in the same place?
5 minutes. Flush.
Big blind to 5.
I'll go on my blind.
I will take it.
On my blind?
7.
Oh, you show me where? Okay.
Deuce.
Did I just fold this?
Nine spade was.
Hey, that's pretty bad when you not
Same
Tim over there looking over your shoulder going 9
Alright, throw that
That
9
kind of
deuce
just throws
away.
every, even if you
Was
wanted
9
to
of
play it
spades,
now.
deuce of hearts last time.
Is that the same one that you gave me 100
You gotta
bucks
show
for?
them now. Maybe this guy saw
Imagine
it.
if
9 deuce. What do you want to see?
Yeah, you'd be told.
Full of more.
Yeah, way to go, buddy.
Here.
Magician.
9 of diamond, deuces.
Isn't that my hand?
And then we found the 9 on the floor. What's going on, man? Floor man.
He's making up a story now.
I got 9 deuce twice in a row. We have a yeah. Give me a picture. We have a card missing. It's a 9, obviously.
Nothing over 70. Focus on those.
This is how the bicycle makes.
Throw out 9 deuce just for this guy right here.
You still at 9 deuce. I'll go home right now.
I was gonna say, what friends you have, bro?
I checked.
See, this guy's playing all the cards. I'm dead, bro.
Bet is 100.
Let me check my inventory.
You let me catch it by checking.
Let's go.
You know what? When you get 9 deuce twice in a row, I'll go for a walk.
You have food coming, you have food on.
Yeah.
Let's make it. I haven't beat you yet, so I'm trying my best.
That's fine.
150 more.
Check the ball.
Right?
Is that Tuckman?
No, not me, but someone just hit over there. No, I just been doing a lot of
You missed your
running,
flush and you're gonna bet,
trees, working on my. Got a half acre.
I call. Oh, yeah?
Sorry?
I call.
You call? You got close to 6. Dig holes. Because you beat me.
I call already. I don't think you can call a raise on this call.
Very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll give you some of your money back. I'll be a nice guy.
All right.
Anytime. I wish I could get
all the Chinese people, they would give me to straight, you bet high. That's what I did last time he got.
No. Not your age.
Last draw. Oh. Maybe that's why you're flush.
Alright, I got the nut flush. So I got it. Ace king spades is mine.
Oh, a red card there. That's a red card.
That works even better.
How much can I get?
$10 minimum.
That would be too cheap.
There you go. You got it.
So got the jack ten of spades and I got 4-7 jackpot.
Jackpot.
Really? Okay.
Jackpot.
Let's bet the sucker.
How much?
200. 200 is the bet.
So how's that dude talking around?
Imagine how much chips I saved by not betting that turn. Damon's gonna call anyway.
I don't want to call. That's too much. He gave us a sucker check on the turn. I can't beat anything. Alright, I can beat a bluff.
You can do
And just hope you're bluffing.
nice one.
I don't know.
You caught?
I don't have the flush.
Flush.
You got a flush?
Yeah.
Of course he's got a
Oh.
Didn't want to see that on the turn, but I didn't want to win a small party.
This is true. No.
That's a small bet. Aces lose sometime.
This is yours, man.
Good hand.
No reason because I thought you had us crap.
Yeah, the trap almost works. The trap almost works.
Thank you.
Hey, who's got second? You get the gambling now.
Because more people are others.
If I would have showed you, if I would have turned over the ace of spades, would you have called it?
I folded a couple hands where I had money, but I haven't had it
I think the band is playing first or Sure.
Now next time if you do it, I'll fold. You already asked me.
A lot more than
Sure.
What if I would have showed you these?
You show the
Hey, I think I would have raised.
spades, he's gonna raise you.
Maybe 5 minutes.
What can you go? It's Biggins Black here. He should be down. He should be down at first.
First time for doing it though. First time. It's not like 300 ever.
Cocktails, anyone?
That is 30.
Double kind of goat.
$50 is the bet.
Make it 100.
100.
A6.
Thanks, please. Thank you.
What did go wrong with that?
Made it well.
35 again. It's what for me the last year.
35.
Better than Finger. Better than Finger. Oh.
If I keep
He's
saying
saying I'll
that,
hit one of these.
maybe you'll get lucky. Or maybe he'll. Oh. See you later, Dana.
Bet is 25.
5 is it's a nice bet.
That's reasonable. I was asking for a call. I'm just worried about Mr. King's over here.
Players coming.
It's 75.
No. My seat is there.
70.
I don't know when he's gonna get up, I play. I'm gonna use some action.
He was already calling my hand, so you know already what I have.
But I don't.
Which one was it though? I said like 8 of them. So.
That's true. Yeah, he said like 18 different hands.
Yes. Oh, you guys play one.
You almost got close.
What do you got? Beats me. I'm good later.
Since I know you're gonna take the turn, I have to bet it from. See what you do.
My pot.
You're gonna bet it high, and I'm gonna fold my hand.
You guys good luck next year.
Yeah, you are.
I'm gonna wait until he gets.
How you doing, Brian?
Good. How you doing?
If he gets up.
Good.
So you know if it's $35.
You got a queen in your hand somewhere. Oh, sorry. That's okay.
That's a problem when you drink, because I had a 4.
You had a 4?
But I can't remember if I had a king or not. And if I did, everybody online thinks I'm an idiot.
Alright.
So,
4 players.
well, me liking the raw.
Let's try this plant special bet.
40. 40? Only 40?
Yeah.
Just 40. You got a very small flush.
Oh, really?
No good. No good.
Oh, name with a C.
Big blind always?
What you doing playing 30-60? I should doing playing 30-60. Don't play that yet.
What, by the button door?
Oh, my man's back.
What's up, man? Terrible?
No, I want like. Killing me. I really think I
Wanna
threw
wait
away King 4. If you're watching Joe, call me. Let me know what I threw away.
9.
Yeah, go ahead.
King 4 is right?
Oh yeah. Just like 7-8.
You want to pen that? You want to pen that?
Oh, no.
Slide in the button?
Yes, he's buying the button.
No, I don't play that shit, man.
Cool.
If I play that, I'll get broke.
Me too. That's my problem.
You want to sit down now?
No, it's almost 2,000.
I mean, yeah.
No, I'm not that bad. I'm down like 50, bro. But I think I was up. Yeah, I was up. That's it.
Quite short.
5 players.
Oh, I forgot. I have to tell you who the targets are. Right?
That makes it even.
6.
Going to the far side of this stuff.
45.
And what time do you think
Postcard.
1975. I went there thinking 6 in the morning, but it was almost
I forgot, man. I don't track of days when I go over there. The Jonas played the huge game over there.
What's that?
The 50-100 blinds.
Oh, really?
No, the no limit. Yeah, it was sick game, man. At one point, he was stuck like 25. And then he brought it back.
Did he make his money back?
Check. Huge game. Each person had like 40, 50 jigs.
You were playing it? Oh,
I played the 20-40. That's a pretty big game too. You remember my 9 10 of diamonds?
Of course. I think about it every once in a while, you know? That was sick.
Yeah.
Because what I do is then I change my betting style. Start betting my second pairs. You know, just maximize it as much as possible. You know?
You want that?
That day.
And we are back. We are live at the bike. I am David Tuckman, and I am joined tonight by Russ Fox.
That's correct, David. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too. I met Russ a while ago. We actually finished at the final table of a No Limit Hold'em tournament probably about a year and a half ago. And we are playing a $500 No Limit Hold'em game. The minimum buy-in is $500. It is unrestricted, which is why you see far more than $500 in front of many of these players. The blinds are 5 and 10. The button right now is in seat 9, which is Gore. And that's Alan there. Alan making a $50 bet in seat 4. And he's got top pair with a queen kicker, and he's going to take it down.
Action Allen striking again.
Action Allen, exactly. Yeah. And that is definitely a nickname in jest. And we're going to do a chip count real quick, brought to you tonight by Joker Gaming. In seat 1, we'll do a quick introduction, and we've got Tony there. And Tony came in second place in a big No Limit tournament here at Stars and Stripes just about a week ago. And he's got about 1,500 in chips. Seat 2 is, that's Larry. He's still there. He's been there for a while, and he's got about $500 in chips. Seat 3, the bald guy, that's Amos. I'm good friends with Amos, good guy. And Amos doesn't look like he's got too many chips. I can't see if he has some behind his hand. but if he's only shuffling what he's got, then he's got not much at all. Seat 4 is Alan, and he's got 900 in chips. Seat 6 is Josh. He's got 1,700 in chips. Seat 5, thank you, actually. He's got 1,700 in chips. Seat 6, there's Seat 6. He's eating. And that's Barry. He's got 5,000 in chips. I'm going to hold up there for a second because we got a big hand here. Seat 9, actually. Gore's got pocket aces. And Josh has got pocket jacks. The flops actually come out nice for him. It's queen, which gives him at least a little bit of an out, right?
This is not a good flop. Anytime you have jacks, you don't want to see the ace, king, queen. In fact, jacks is an extremely difficult hand to play.
Well, in this hand, hey, you want to see the queen because it's the only way you're going to get away from the hand, huh?
Yes. However, he has yet to get away from it.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens here. And that's a pretty good flop. It's a completely uncoordinated flop, really. I mean, unless somebody's playing 4-5. You've got a rainbow flop, queen deuce 3 in a raised flop. I'm not going to put somebody on 4-5. You almost hope the guy has a queen. You want him to have ace queen, obviously, if you have aces.
Can you tip it for me?
If we can get a close-up of the pot there, you see a lot of chips in there. There we go. You can see that there. There's significant money in that pot. That's probably close to about $600, $700 in that pot already.
And he bet only 400 into it, I believe.
Yeah. And this is a nice, let me see if I've got you. Let me see if you can call. And he has bet 400, 4 white chips. And if you're Josh, you got to put the guy in a couple of hands. You go, okay, does he have ace king? Does he have ace queen? Or does he have an overpair?
He appears to be making the call.
What do you say?
Yeah.
Is that all in?
All in.
Oh, no. That's all in for $1,700.
I could be the queen.
Moved all in. This player called all in.
Go ahead, do them.
And the 4 is no help.
Put another 4 on
He
there.
is down to just the 2 jacks as outs.
I didn't need that. I didn't need that. Oh, I could beat that.
Kings.
And Gore got really scared. He saw the river there. He goes, oh, no.
Oh, there's no way my friend kills me, man. There's no way.
Very nice hand.
Thank you, sir.
And that's just no limit. I always like to say it's a game of mistakes. And in no limit, all you got to do is make one mistake and you're broke.
What more could I do?
I'm well aware of that today.
And that's just, I'm never really highly critical of somebody because if you're playing with your own chips, hey, you can do whatever you want. But, you can't go broke with just jacks. There's just, especially, gosh, there's a queen on board. There's just too many hands that you can't beat.
Could I have that rack for me? Thank you.
Now, I will say at least he moved all in rather than calling all in, but still.
Thanks. All right.
And a raised, when there's a raised pre-flop, there's just too many hands you can't beat there.
Track down your
And he lost $1,700 with jacks and didn't flop a set.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to think the poker gods are kind of like giving me a hint. If I have jacks and a queen comes out there, it's kind of like, listen, you can't win this hand. Get away, get away.
And then when you flipped over the jack, I was like, don't show me queen jack. I'm gonna shoot myself.
It's been raised 40 more.
Oh, the whole reason I raised good, they just try to get people out.
Huh?
Time.
Just me and you, man? All right, Doc. There it is. For last time.
One interesting tell might be happening. I don't know if we can see Seat 9's cards, but when a player has a lot of chips in front of him, hasn't
Same thing
stacked them, and they call a raise, it usually indicates a big hand.
Yeah.
Send him the money.
I like to say that. If somebody's stacking their chips or they're eating food and they're playing a
Of course,
hand,
he folds.
well, there you go. Gore's also an aggressive player. Sometimes he likes to subscribe to the Doyle Brunson theory of if I win one hand, I always play the next hand. Who knows? I might be on a rush. And that's his theory sometimes. I know Gore.
Now we're even, right?
I'm going to finish the chip count real quick here. Seat 7 is Robert, and he's got 3,800 in chips. Seat 8 is still Adam. We saw him earlier lose with pocket kings to Moe's set of deuces, and he's got 800 in chips. And Gore's now stacking his chips there, and he's got probably close to about 6,500 in chips now.
Yeah, it's all how you play it.
And Seat 5, Josh is no longer with us. I'm sure we'll get another player in there quickly.
And see a flop with a bad hand. I don't think
Tony has a pretty good.
And there's Josh. Josh is telling his bad beat story to Tim, and Tim's family is watching us in Michigan. Say hi to there, and it's kind of like a poker thing. Everybody wants to tell their bad beat story to somebody else. That wasn't a bad beat. That was just a bad play, really. Right? I mean, it was just
with the flop with the queen, and we didn't see the pre-flop action, unfortunately, to see if he was the aggressor or not. But it's a hand that you don't want to lose all your chips in. Jacks are a very difficult hand to play, and I think he should have folded, but we weren't there.
Right, obviously. I mean, I like I said, I hate to be overly critical, but you've got to understand that one pair is just one pair, even if it's an over pair. You know, even had the board come out, 8-6 deuce, jacks are just jacks. There's a lot of hands out there that can beat you, and you got to know that.
No, he went all in. I didn't go all in. That's what I'm.
Even worse is, for example, having aces, having raised from early position, get 4 callers, have a flop of something like Queen, Jack, 10. You could be easily drawing dead to the king.
Oh, clearly, yeah. You gotta really read each play, and we saw it before. Adam lost about $800 to Mo when he had kings, and I mean the board was 5-4 deuce, and it was difficult for him to get away from it. But you got to realize, just one pair is just one pair, and you don't want to go broke with just an overpair. Oh, Gore's got one of my favorite hands, 5-4 hearts. In a no-limit game, I love that hand.
It's not one of my favorite hands, but I really, it's a pretty good flop for.
It's a pretty good flop for Barry.
Yep. Having a flush draw and inside straight draw.
Is that good, huh? You don't know what to do with that?
And he's got the best hands.
See what's in there. Going over, bet. I got a tough decision, man. Hold on. Is anybody else?
One of the reasons I like 4-5 of hearts, it's easy to get away from.
Yeah. That it is. This is an easy hand to get away from 4-5 hearts with a flop of King Jack 9.
Yeah. I've killed many a big pair with 4-5 of hearts because nobody ever puts me on it.
More got 9, right? Huh?
So I know you've just recently finished a book, right?
With my co-author being a gentleman named Scott Harker who lives in Ohio. We wrote a book on the limited buy and no limit hold'ems. It'll be out in about 2 weeks.
Great. We've got a lot of questions here. A lot of people have always wondered. Now, this is the unlimited minimum buy-in of $500 with no maximum, but the restricted buy-in game has really exploded across everywhere. I mean, everywhere's got it. The $100 buy-in, $200 buy-in game. We get a lot of questions of, how do I play that game?
Well, it can play in various different ways. It can play like a limit hold'em game. It can play like this game if there are enough chips on the table. It just is dependent upon the other players. It's a game where you have to really be always concerned. Too many people today actually are just throwing their money away. They play like it's the final table of a World Poker Tour tournament. Here we have Tony having a flush draw.
Yeah, Tony, I'm not sure who else is in the hand, actually. It looks like seat 3, but he's not showing us his cards. And that's Amos. Amos should know better than that. I'm going to go out there and beat him.
And Amos's invisible cards picked up the pot.
Yep. So what is the book called?
The book is called Mastering No Limit Hold'em. It's available today, pre-orders from both the publisher Congelco on their website, congelco.com, and on Amazon.
And Amazon.com. Okay, great. Mastering No Limit, and it's Russ Fox and
Scott Harker.
Scott Harker. Okay, super. Well, I know if you really want to, start playing No Limit Hold'em in the way you see it on TV, and you want to start playing that $100 buy-in game, hey, read a book, get to know it a little bit. It's a great way to start out.
Absolutely.
Obviously, I'm a big believer, and there's nothing can substitute experience in the end of it all.
Well, Barry has a big hand here with pocket kings, hoping not to see the usual ace that Murphy puts out. And Larry's picked up bottom pair, and he doesn't like it. He's going to throw it away. And Barry shows his kings. He shows the goods and takes it down.
67 in the blind, flop team 662. The guy made a big bet. I re-raised him. He showed me pocket jacks. Like, I know I got 2 out, but I only got like 300.
Yeah, I sort of said hello to our fellow forum followers at 2+2. and Internet Texas Hold'em. Thank you for watching this and posting a thread. You can also email us if you have any questions, comments, advice, ideas, whatever, at live@thebike.com. And Robert's got a couple of 10s here.
If me and my friend, we put the money together.
He's followed your strategy of just limping.
Well, there's a time to raise with him, but there's a time where you just, if you're out of position, I just don't like. Now here he's in position, so he can play it a little stronger, obviously. But out of position, 10s are, like you said, jacks are difficult. Well, 10s are even more difficult.
Absolutely.
People lose a lot of money on those middle pairs. You know, it's almost, they'd almost rather have like, 6s or 4s or 3s because if you don't hit a set, you're pretty much done with it. 10s and jacks can be tricky sometimes. There's also other reasons why 10s and jacks sometimes can be tricky. I always think is if you're flopping, if you're an overpair to the board, well then generally the board is probably pretty coordinated and there might be some straight draws out there as well.
Yes, so actually I think the most misplayed hands in the smaller buy-in no limit games are the two big card hands, things like King Jack, King 10, Queen 10. A lot of people playing from early position and they probably should be marked.
45. I flipped over aces, flipped over queens. Flop came 9, 6, deuce, queen, deuce.
Pretty exciting right now. We've got the Stars and Stripes going on. Stars and Stripes tournament, our annual Stars and Stripes. Normally in July, but we're changing it up because of the World Series of Poker. And tonight's tournament is Omaha. Tomorrow we've got a No Limit Hold'em tournament starting at 4:15 p.m. And for just $200, you got a chance to win probably close to 45 grand. It's a guaranteed payout of $75,000, but it'll probably be closer to $150.
Which game?
Now Amos has flopped a flush draw here. We got 10-8-3 with a couple of spades. Larry's flopped top pair here.
Oh, you know they took it down.
And Larry's got the button. Let's see what he does on the button here with top pair.
Tony was actually the pre-flop raiser with Queen 8.
Oh, well, he's flopped the second button.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And just enlarging it out.
And generally, if you're raising with Queen 8, the last thing you want to do is you're basically raising there to buy the button. And when he didn't get the button, he had to obviously be upset with it.
There out in the area, whether they'll do it back in the high limit section. Because Louis,
and I suspect he's going to fold.
And he does.
Half bald.
Yeah, gray hair.
Yeah,
a lot of necklaces.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah. He was the one that had, I think, $5,000 or $6,000 or $10,000 in cash.
And now Larry's picked up. Larry's got to like this hand even better here. He's got second pair, but he's got the nut flush draw. And
he never got caught. I don't think either.
Amos is going to bet right into it. And I believe his bet of take a close up of those chips in front there. They look like they're purple in front of seat 3.
No, he wasn't at the table.
And there we go. That's about a $300 bet or a $225 bet, actually.
Might be $150.
I think they're $375s. I'm going to guess at that, but you might be right. It's somewhere between $150 and $300. Sometimes it's obviously hard for us to see.
In fact, without them zooming, it's impossible.
Yeah. Well, I've gotten used to seeing what's yellow and what's purple, and I can.
I'm gonna tell you.
Got good, and there we go.
It is.
It's actually $300.
$300. You were right.
I'll say, you know what, man?
Just like poker, you got to go with your first instinct. And this is a play by now. If you've got King 10 of hearts here,
do you want to win today?
It's interesting here. I mean, do you play it? You got to think, okay, am I good now or do I have a good draw? Wow, and Amos takes it down. And look at Amos shaking his head. That's no good.
Aggressive play pays off.
Well, it's better than checking and calling, right?
Can't with that. If you're going to buy the pot, you're going to have to hold it out.
Right. And I didn't think, when the ace of hearts falls there, I didn't think Larry could lay it down, but Larry does. Nice play by Amos. And I always like to say it's a real thin line between a great play and a moronic play because, if he calls that, you're going, what is he doing? And obviously you can't always judge the play by the result.
Well, I'm a little surprised he didn't actually just push all in there because his chip stack is not very large.
Well, I think that's what he was scared of there. I think he looked at it and said, you know what, I can't get him off the hand if I move all in. He's going to call me, and if he's got an ace, well, then I'm drawing dead to either a king, a 10, or a heart.
There are 2 players.
Scott Fry emailed us wondering how low the lowest low-limit Omaha high-low game is at the bike. It's 1-2. You can play $1, $2.
Yeah, we do.
Omaha high-low.
Only time I ever played.
We have 1-2. We've got 3-6,
2-4, and 6-12. And
6-12.
occasionally,
We've got 30-60 almost all the time now.
occasionally.
Yep. So pretty much a game for every level, you know. Unfortunately, there is no game between 6-12 and 30-60, but there you go. Wow.
That looks like a great flop if you have pocket queens. Unfortunately, when somebody has a set against you, it is not particularly good.
Yeah, well, the flop was great, actually. The flop wasn't too bad. It was the turn that killed him.
True.
And now the queens are in trouble here. And the interesting here, this is Adam again with another big pair. And he just keeps getting... We saw him lose with queens earlier when he should have actually folded. And then we saw kings get chopped down by a set of deuces. And here he's got queens, and he's going to... Unless he gets real lucky on the river and spikes a queen, he is going to lose to a set of nines.
I do think he just got check raised.
Yep. Now the board is somewhat coordinated, so... Wow.
He got away from it. That is a very good fold.
Well, it's funny. We've seen him now.
And he showed it, I believe.
Yeah. And that's going to make Adam feel good at least. And we've seen Adam make 3 big plays today where he laid down queens when they were the winner, and he was upset about it. Then he called with kings when they were the loser. And here, finally, he does make the right play, and he lays down the loser. And good for him.
That is a tough hand to get away from the overpair.
It is. When you're playing a big limit game, obviously in the restricted buy-in games, it's almost impossible to get away from an overpair because you just don't have enough money to really get away from it. Usually the pot odds just tell you got almost have to call. In this game, if you're going to play a high buy-in game and you've got thousands of dollars behind you, you have to know how to get away from those hands. And this flop has actually hit almost everybody a little bit. Alan's got top and bottom pair on the button.
35.
And Josh has got an open-ended straight draw with the 7 there.
As does Larry, has the bottom end of the open-ended straight draw with the 3.
And
I should have said had it.
Yeah. And Barry's actually got 8-5. He's got middle pair with a gut shot.
3 players.
And it's 3-handed. The queen's not going to help anybody. 6-4 still in the lead there. Alan still got it. See if he's going to hit the pot hard here. And Josh is going to bet 50. And that's kind of like a stop bet in this game. And it's a good bet by Josh. I'm going to explain that bet in a second. Queen on the river, that's no help.
And actually, it hurts Alan because his 2 pair gets compromised.
Yeah.
He's now playing queens and 6s.
Right. And he might take it down now. And nice bet there by Josh. Now, what that was on the turn there, by betting into Alan, it put Alan on the defensive. And we were talking about this with Warren earlier. What it basically is a stop bet. Josh is basically naming his price. He's saying, for $50, I don't mind seeing the river. I want to see the river and see what happens. Now, if he checks it to Alan, Alan very well might bet 150 or 125, which might price him out of going for the draw. But by throwing $50 in there, he kind of sets his own price. And he also enables, if a queen does hit there and he gets lucky, he can bluff it on the river, which he did.
Alan also would lose to even a pair of 7s.
Oh yeah, he loses
7s.
He loses to a 6 with a better kicker. I mean, he loses to a whole myriad of hands there. Now on the turn there, Alan really needed to push. Needed to say no. $50 wasn't enough. I'm gonna raise you. We got a couple of big hands here. We got jacks. Gore's got jacks here, and you see how Gore plays. I mean, he doesn't from early position. He doesn't want to get too invested with jacks.
But that is a pretty good flop for jacks.
That's a pretty good flop, honestly, for every hand except for the 5s as well. It's not a terrible hand. Oh, wow.
The turn was
infinitely
for
better.
5s. Presto looks good.
Yeah, let's see what Alan does here. Now, Alan's a pretty tight player, so this is not a hard hand for Gore to get away from, I don't think. Because Alan is not the type of player to make a play here. You almost put him on a 10.
He's losing to 110.
Exactly. And Alan is the type of player where he rarely makes moves. Which, in no limit, it's tough to play because you don't get as much action. And Gore's going to call. I'm surprised by that call, actually. Really, really surprised.
And he is 2 out or didn't make it.
Yeah, and I can't. And Gore checks to him correctly, and Allen moves all in for. Let's see what he's got here. 2, 3, 400.
Looks like around 550.
Yeah, about 500, 550.
I don't know, Alan.
And
I don't know. How much?
You know, and when Allen check raises him on the turn. I mean, raises him on the turn, not check raises. Sorry.
That's a good number.
And then bets all in. He has it.
Yeah, 420.
It's Allen.
I've never heard that before.
And in no limit.
Alan, how would you check a 10 if there's 2 hearts out there?
On your watch 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, well, that's what he's confused about. And Gore's right. He doesn't have the 10. He goes, you can't have the 10, and he's right.
How can you check a 10 with 2 hearts? Check.
Right. And you know what?
No way, you bet.
Well, Gore made a strategic decision not to bet the flop, and it cost him.
Yeah, he did.
He could have won a smaller pot. He bets,
Yeah.
Allen will fold.
Now, Gore's actually one of my favorite players in this game, to be honest. He's real aggressive, and he's real smart. And you see how he really replayed the hand here. And that's the reason why he couldn't put him on a 10. He said, no, there's 2 hearts out there. Allen's in position. He's definitely going to bet it. He can't give us a free card. And that's how he. And then he said, and obviously it's hard to put somebody on a set of 5s there, which is why Gore called. But in the end, sometimes you just got to play the player. And in the case of Allen, you go, listen, I don't know what you have, but you got me beat.
When the tightest player at the table starts raising, you really have to reevaluate what you've got,
Right.
and what you can beat.
There are often times where I'm sitting there and I'm going, you know what? I have no idea what you've got, but I know you've got me beat.
Well, don't forget to subscribe to the archives. Great value at $14.95 a month.
Yep, $14.95 a month. You can get all the past shows, this show, all the future shows, and also access to the Howard Lederer DVD. And Ace-6 is in bad shape here. Drawing only to a 6.
And I would suspect that Larry is going to bet, and he does here.
Yep. And John, this is one of those classic, pretty much raise or fold situations. You can't call this, and yeah.
And I can't imagine him putting any money in that pot.
No, generally not. If you put the other guy on nothing, you could raise, but that's the only play you can make there.
He missed his opportunity. When he didn't bet the flop.
Right, exactly. Without a doubt. And once again, we are live at the bike. This is unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. We're playing the $500 buy-in, unrestricted game. No maximum buy-in, $500 minimum. Blinds are 510. I am David Tuckman, and I'm here with Russ Fox.
And both Barry in seat 6 and Gore in seat 9 have identical hands, Jack 9.
And neither one is a flush. Actually, Barry's going to take it down.
Well, the aggressor wins. It's hard to call Jack with a bad kicker.
Yeah, Gore likes to play that kind of hand, but he's smart enough not to play it. He's not playing for the jack. He doesn't want a jack. He's looking for hit a big hand and try to trap somebody or make somebody make a mistake.
What tournament is that?
Now, do you your book, is it primarily talk about the $100 buy-in game or the $200 buy-in game?
Really the 100, 200, or the 2 to 500. Pretty much the smaller no-limit games. It is not at all aimed at this game.
Right.
This game plays completely different than the restricted buy-in.
Okay.
Where is it?
I'll even venture to say, because I play a lot of the 100 game, I play a lot of the 200 game, I play every game, really. The 200 game plays nothing like the 100 game.
No, players...
They all play completely different.
The 200 game tends to be tighter with much better players, at least here at the bike,
than
the $100 game.
I mean, I really love the 200 game because I think it's... I mean, I kind of consider it my ATM machine. I mean, it's a great game, I think, because it's just... The players are deep enough where they're... you can make some money. And there's enough money on the table where it plays like a real no-limit game, and you can really push it around a little bit. Barry's still in the lead there with the 8s, but he can't like the flop. But he's going to bet it. He's in position. He's going to use his position.
And he was the pre-flop raiser.
Yeah. And that's the power of position, really. Position is huge in no limit hold'em. That's huge in every poker game, but doubly huge in no limit hold'em.
And this Sunday, April 24th, come down to play in our Play for Free Player Free Roll. $2,500 plus a laptop and other computer prizes on the line. Redeem 10 tournament points to register online at www.thebike.com.
Yeah, it's great. Play for free at the bike and get free stuff.
If
I tell you, if it's free, it's from me.
Two hearts, I wouldn't have called you.
So you thought I didn't catch my flies on
I
that.
thought you had a pair with a flush draw. I missed it. I thought you had like 8. Yeah, I thought you had like 8, 9 of hearts or something. Straight draw and a flush draw. But if you bet the flop, then the hand's not.
We got a limped around pot here. Quickly add it up here. We've got 7 players. We got a $70 pot. We'll get all the hands up there in a second for you. We've got ace 8-5 there. Couple of aces in here, and you're going to see some kicker problems here. Tony's got the ace with the queen kicker, while Larry's got an ace with a 7 kicker. Nobody else has much of anything. Wow. Amos is going to call a couple threes. Now, sometimes I don't mind calling for my 2-outer there, but if I don't have a spade in my hand and there's 2 spades out there, well, then
of course, if you know the third 3 is...
Right, well, what I was going to say was, generally you don't want to call for it because you're only drawing, in that case, only to the 3 of the clubs.
But the bet was only $20, and with $70 in the pot, pre-flop...
Oh, and look at this, he's going to win
40.
a monster. He could win a monster pot here. I mean, that's all the spades came out. That could slow everybody down a little bit. But Tony's got 3 aces now with a queen kicker. It's going to be tough for him to get away from it. And I think Amos bet $300.
I actually do like the call there.
Do you?
Because
Okay.
there's so much money in the pot.
Well, we can agree to disagree.
The implied odds are there.
Yeah. I don't mind the call if he's got the 3 of spades in his hand, and then he's actually drawing you 2 outs there. But drawing to 1, because the 3 of spades is no good. I mean, you don't know if it's any good. And it's a scary card. You don't want to trap yourself. Warren and I were talking about this before, and that's the only reason why I just don't want to trap myself. If somebody else is in there with spades, and the 3 of spades comes out there, well, then what do I do?
I agree, but you have so much. If a player had made a normal size bet, say $60, then the call is not such a great call. But for $20, you're playing based on the implied odds of the hand.
Right. Well, you're getting, what are there, about...
Well, there was 2 calls for the 20, so there's $110 in the pot, so you're getting 11-2.
On your money?
Yes.
But how often are you going to hit the 3 of clubs? Let's say you don't want the 3 of spades.
1 in 40-something chance.
So...
But even the 3 of spades, you have outs.
You do. In a big no-limit game like this, the last thing I want to do is draw to something that might be second best, that might get me hammered. You know?
True. Well, we have 8-way limit.
Well, this is $80 here. We're going to try to figure out what everybody's got here. You can do it with us.
Seed 8 has the top pair.
Well, there you go. And it doesn't look like much of anything else for anybody else. Amos does have the wheel draw with ace-4. And he's going to call. And seat 5 was the original better with ace-6 of hearts. He had nothing. And he still has nothing. And wow, queen 7's going to check. 10 comes in the river, and that's no help to anybody. Let's see who bets and see if anybody takes it away. And Josh did fire. I think he fired $200 into the pot there. No, he fired $50 into the pot. I'm sorry. And Josh gives it away there. And nice call there by Adam. Made a nice laydown with queens earlier, and he takes it down there. And that's the great thing about poker, you know what I mean? Obviously, I know you're an excellent player. Obviously, I'm an experienced player, but You could ask 5 players the same exact thing, all good players, and you'll get different answers.
There's not necessarily one right thing. There are several wrong things to do on hands, but there are many ways to play. There's no one correct strategy at all
without a doubt,
times.
without a doubt.
And it must be the bottom of the hour because they are getting a new setup.
Yeah. Got Brian there, one of our better dealers. Good guy. Actually, most of the dealers here, I will say, are very good. It's amazing with the explosion of poker that's taken place over the past couple of years. The need for good dealers is tremendous, and we can't train them fast enough.
Mike has done a very good job. I understand some of the casinos in Las Vegas, they're reopening poker rooms now at the Vegas casinos, are having trouble staffing.
Of course. Well, there aren't enough dealers out there to staff for the influx of people that have started to play poker now. It's amazing.
For those who play online, of course, that's not a problem. The computer doesn't need the help.
No, definitely not. And there's no shortage of online sites. Me personally, I do play online and I enjoy it, but there's no substitution for in a game. And Amos has got queens there in the small blind, and he's going to raise it up. And he rakes it 40. He raises it 40. Actually, sorry, he raised it $30.
And of
I want to say, yeah, he raised it $30 in the small blind with queens, about $100 pot.
And Damon's comment, I feel lucky, and he was.
And that's actually Alan. That's actually Amos.
It is Amos?
Yeah, not a problem. And he's not lucky there because Alan's got a king 6. Now, this is the thing. He calls with king 6. What exactly do you want to flop when you call king 6, a raise with king 6?
King 6, of course.
Right. Now, this is where you get in a case where, okay, what do I do now? Because now Amos has come out and bet $100 into the pot. The pot's about $100.
He's made a pot-sized bet, and he's going to fold the best hand.
And it's an easy fold for Gore there at Queen 10. Now, queens obviously are a little over the threshold of 10s or jacks, where I think a raise in the small blind is okay. I think it's actually great.
A question all the way from Denmark. What happens to the cards that fall onto the floor? And are they reused? And the answer is no, they're destroyed. They're pulled from the game, and those cards are destroyed.
25. Four players.
And this flop's hit pretty much nobody. And this is one of those when the pair boards, the board pairs like that, whoever bets is probably going to take it because oftentimes nobody's got anything. Amos did bet his flush draw. He had king, queen of diamonds. He's got the button, so he's going to take control of the hand, and he's going to probably take it down.
And he does.
Yeah.
And now he's leaving.
I was thinking about the cards too. Want to do one more step in your head? I played around, man. All right, man.
Victor Martinez, Grand Slam.
Yeah, we go through, I'm not even sure how many thousands of decks we go through. You wouldn't believe it. The players, sometimes they can ask for a setup. We change the decks probably every 30 minutes or so. We've got hundreds of tables.
The decks get changed at the bottom of the hour, and each player can request it. It's only at the bottom of the hour. But with the shuffling machines, machines do damage cards, so you lose
players
cards
damage
there.
them, yeah. You're going to see tons of actually, the funniest thing is I've seen some players who are drunk who will, drop food on their cards, and you get changed there. And it's just, we go through thousands of cards, and just part of the business. And if the cards fall on the floor and they damage, obviously we're going to destroy them. And once in a while we don't.
Let me get a chill
It's
shot of
at the casino's whim, obviously. We decide what we want to do at the time.
Raise,
chill
make it 20.
shots of everything.
Okay.
And,
No. You get change. You can take
two
it
separate
back.
glasses though.
Okay. They just
And
come.
the
And
cranberry.
we got a little confusion. We thought there was a raise in there, but there wasn't.
Make it 60.
But now there is a
Raise
raise.
it 60.
Well, Barry in the big line looks down at two ladies.
Got a couple of red ladies there, and he likes it.
And cranberry juice.
And he makes it 60.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hand, please. Thank you, sir.
All right.
And Josh is going to call here.
Start celebrating.
Now, this is a call that, it's an interesting call. He's got king 4 offsuit out of position.
Again, what do you want to flop?
Well, see, this is the problem with it. He's flopped the king. Now, how is he going to play it? It's just a hand that's easily dominated. Because if somebody has ace-king or king-queen or any of those hands, basically any king over yours, you're in trouble.
At 125.
But if you're going to play the hand, and you hit your king, you got to play it that way. I'd actually would have rather see the guy with 6-5 or pocket 3's call than king 4. But hey, he got lucky. He had 3 outs and he got one of them.
300.
And Josh still might be steaming about losing with his jacks earlier on, but he's going to get lucky in this one.
I can't believe I played him.
And this is a pretty easy muck for Barry. King on the board, you got queens. 2 clubs on the board, you don't have a club.
Pocket juice.
I'll play with you a while.
And we've seen a lot of loose calls here. This is one of those.
Well, he
When you
ran
see-
through what the other player could have and just could not come up with now what is 2 pair.
All right, and he's still the same outs as before. The 4 actually does not help his hand. Still needs a queen. Queen is not going to help him. Well, and this is one of those, if you put him on the flush draw, you've got him beat. If you don't put him on the flush draw. And I just don't really understand the call on the flop. If you call on the flop and you say, okay, I don't put this guy on a king, I put him on clubs. Unless you put him on, like, ace something club.
Well, you could put him on an ace-king that called, but it's a little rare for the small blind to have just limped in with ace-king.
You might have put him on. I mean, technically, I might have put the guy on, like, ace-10 of clubs when he re-raises me. And then when the ace falls in the river, you go, well, he didn't get there with the clubs, but he did get there with the ace, maybe. Either way, obviously, it's a pretty loose call when there's a king on the board.
That's a tough. That's
Hand, please. Raise 75.
And I get a little email from Bob Brown. He's wondering why they're showing the hands so much. And I happen to agree. I mean, I'm a big proponent of never showing your hands.
Thank you.
I mean, I will not. Probably 999 times out of 1,000, I will not show my cards. Generally speaking, I just don't see what you're gaining out of it. Because if you're trying to advertise something, unless you're advertising to the right player who's not going to understand what you're doing, generally somebody else at the table will see what you're trying to do.
In the restricted buying games, especially, most of the players are just unaware. They're not aware players, so advertising is totally useless.
Yeah, exactly.
I do have a weakness in my game. Anytime I flop quads, I'll show it.
That's okay. I think I've showed quads, and straight flushes are okay as well. But generally speaking, I mean, I want to keep it all in a mystery here. And I believe we got a live straddle out of Gore. Now, just to tell you guys what a live straddle is. A live straddle is doubling the big blind bet, which in this case is $10. So he puts in $20 blind. But if we're putting $20 in, he gets to act last on the first round. And look at that, he flops 2 pair.
Flops 2 pair, but the flush draw is out against him.
Well, this flop has hit everybody. Seat 7, Robert's got an open-ended straight draw. Josh has got top pair, but he's in really bad shape because he's got an 8.
Let them fold first.
never mind. Now we gotta play.
And now here we've got 2 people with 8s, with queens, sorry. Gore's got 2 pair.
No more diamonds. I don't want to see that.
Oh, wow. Now that's going to slow down everybody a little bit because the diamonds have to scare because nobody's got a diamond in their hands.
But we do have the made straight.
Yes, we do. We've got a made straight, and we've got 2 pair and 2 pair. And Gore easily mucks it. The 8 of diamonds has got to be the worst card there. It makes the straight, and it makes a flush. And you see the difference between players there. Gore throws away the better hand, while Josh calls with the worst
Gore
hand.
correctly, though, read the situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Bet 3.
Get the flush. So I'm going to bet it.
And this is one of those, Josh is not playing the player.
Okay.
Really?
All he's doing is playing his cards.
I'm not going anywhere.
And that's another one of those players. I've been here now for about 2.5 hours, and you guys watching at home, you're wondering it. Robert Burns in seat 7.
I think he's played 2 hands.
Oh, when he walks away, his ass squeaks. He's so tight. Okay.
Well, I think we're wrong then. We have been saying that
Allen
is
is also. Well, they're both very tight. Allen's a little bit more of a caller, though. Robert is. If he's in the pot, he's got something. You know what I mean? And there he had the open in the straight draw. Gore correctly reads the play and goes, okay, if this guy doesn't have a straight, he's got a flush. I know I'm beat.
Well, I have a reputation locally of being a relatively tight player. In fact, being a very tight player. And it's one of the problems when you are a tight player is getting action. But if people do not ask themselves, what does the other player have to be betting? You should always be asking that question. Why are they acting?
Well, you can see this. Look at this play here. Robert's got ace-queen on the button, and he just limps in. He wants to see a flop for free. And he doesn't bet it. That's the kind of player he is. Now he's got top pair. Let's see how he does now. And now he'll probably bet it on the button when it gets checked to him. And sure enough, he's the type of player, I mean, I'm not sure why you wouldn't love playing against this guy. Now, you're not going to win a lot of money from this guy, but at the same time, you know exactly where he's at all times.
The only way you're going to win a lot of money is when you both flop big hands, set over set. That's the kind of hand you'll be able to take money from him.
And generally, you've got to be content in bleeding that guy one drip at a time, you know? Taking him one drip at a time, taking him one chip at a time, and you know, eventually an aggressive player is going to take his money.
Eventually.
But you've got to be content with that because you're not going to beat him in big hands because in big hands, he's going to have a big one.
Yes. Only chance if you have top set and he flops middle set.
Hey,
That's
of course.
the kind of thing.
You know.
Otherwise, you can steal from him, though, readily.
Easily, and that's where the equity is there. You've got to take advantage of that spot. And that's one of the things about advertising, which is we'll go back to showing cards. There's no point in showing cards. There's no point in showing cards if nobody's paying attention to what you're doing. And you see some of the players paying attention, and obviously Josh in seat 5. Not a bad player at all. He's playing well at certain times, but he's not paying attention to the players he's playing against.
That's us. I wish. 50.
Bet 50.
And Allen's flopped an open-ended straight draw with the board pairing, though it's a little scary. Tony's flopped trips. He's got 7-6.
That's why I'm so upset of making a good laydown.
I believe Josh was the pre-flop raiser.
He was with ace-queen. And this is an easy hand to get away from. Ace-queen,
get away from it.
He's got no heart.
And he does.
Good luck, boys. Action Allen.
Action Allen, there he is. And now this is interesting. Now, Gore had top pair with his king. And now he's picked up a flush draw. And the board is kind of coordinated. If I'm Tony, I don't want to just sit on my 7 here because I'm looking at it going, man, there's got to be straight draws out there. There could be flush draws out there. You know, I can't slow play this too much.
Raise to 500.
And good play. I like the play here. The pot's big enough now. He doesn't mind taking it down right now. The pot's about $300 before he raises there.
It was $250, so I think the pot's more like $400 or $500.
Yeah, now it is. It was
the
50.
$500.
And that's. And at this point now, Gore's got a decision to make. You know, do I go for my flush draw? And this is a pretty easy hand to get away from for Allen. The board's far too coordinated in terms of flushes to go for a straight there.
For Allen, yes, but for Gore has.
Oh, this is a tough hand to get away from if you're Gore.
Gore has more outs than he realizes.
Well, any 8 or any club. Not any club, actually. The 6 of clubs is no good. 6 of clubs would get him in a world of hurt. And I hate going for flushes when the board pairs, but it's a tough one. He's only got 3. It's 350 to call. He's not getting the odds to go for it, but there are implied odds. But you got to be careful when the board pairs.
Well, he's a tight enough player, he may get away from it.
425.
880. 875. 425 plus 3 is 725 plus
815.
Let's see what Gore does here.
15 or 25.
I think Gore thinks he probably knows he's behind, unless. But Tony's a tricky player. Tony is very capable of semi-bluffing here. Semi-bluffing with, 2 hearts. With 9-10. He's very capable of doing that. He's a tournament player, and you got to be aware of that. And Gore's trying to think if this guy's bluffing me. Do I have the best hand? If I don't have the best hand, do I have the odds to call for it?
I like you. I want to always give you action, but you do so much acting, you never. You don't act so much. I give you action. Whine and cry and do all your Hollywooding piece of shit hands, man. The one thing I know is my draw is live. I know you don't have a full house yet.
Cash the flush and win.
I know I cashed the flush. Drop the deck here, dude.
And Gore's right. Let's see what
Drop the deck here.
There it is. And and it's a 9 of hearts. It wouldn't have been any help.
You give him the money.
What is it?
And that's actually not allowed. Gore should have just gone home tonight and checked it. And the dealers here are instructed not to allow that, but once in a while it happens. And obviously, just want to remark to a couple of 2+2 here. Sparks here. Cards on the floor are destroyed. Who's the guy trying to kid? And obviously, he was being sarcastic and saying a joke there. Obviously, we do not destroy cards that go on the floor. If we did, we'd go through about 1 million decks. So as long as the card is not destroyed, it's not damaged. Obviously, the card goes right back in there. And another thing here from Arvin. Want to know what the rake is for the no limit and limit games. It depends on the limit you're playing and the no limit you're playing, but the rake here is actually really competitive as goes brick and mortar casinos. The rake for this game is actually only $3. And that's in a maximum game. If there's 9 players playing in the game, it's only $3 a hand. Unlike Vegas, we don't take 10% of the pot. We don't take. It's not according to how the pot size. It is according to how many players are in the game. So if there are 6 players in the game, I think it's $2. If it's less than 6, it's $1. If it's more than
7 or 6, it's $2.
And more than that, it's $3. And it's only a maximum of 3, which is great. Plus, we have a $1 jackpot drop, where you can win thousands of dollars.
And if there is no flop at the bike, it's only a 50-cent drop. Whereas in other local card rooms, it's $1.
Yeah, exactly. If there's no flop. And the no-limit action here is great. You're sitting up in a plaza. You've got you're surrounded by plasma TVs, and you can get see whatever you want to see, whether it be football, draft tomorrow, or baseball, or boxing.
And if you play 1 hour with a bike's card, you get a.
And look at this here. I'm just going to interrupt you really quick here. Allen's picked up 3 pair. Obviously, the jack no longer is going to play. He's got kings and queens in the jack. But Barry's picked up the straight with ace-10. And seat 8 here, Adam, he's just got to hate his hand. I mean, can he beat anything? Not really.
But it's an easy hand to get away
easily, and obviously he's out of the hand already. And Allen's going to bet his king-jack here. He correctly doesn't put the guy on a queen. And he's going to raise, and let's see what Allen does here.
I suspect Allen will get away from it because there are just too many hands that can beat him. Queen deuce.
Now this is Allen's weakness, I will say. I've played with Allen before. He's a relatively tight player. He's not really capable of making many moves, but at the same time, he has trouble getting away from hands. And let's see if he can get away from this one, because you're right, there are a lot of hands. I was actually surprised he bet on the river, because generally speaking, he's not going to get a call from anybody unless he's behind.
Did you already see him on deck?
And for anybody planning an LA trip, Los Angeles truly is the poker capital of the world. It's not Vegas, and it never was, really. I mean, this place has got poker round the clock, the biggest games, the best games. I mean, our poker room is bigger than the Bellagio's poker room. Our poker room, without a doubt.
The Bellagio Poker Room, although it's going to reopen in a week, and it's slightly expanded.
And Alan correctly lays it down. Good job, Alan, there. Realized he couldn't beat much.
We have over 100 tables here at the
bar. And actually, and if you want other action, we've got on the other side, on the Asian gaming side, we've got blackjack, we've got Pai Gow, Pan 9, all sorts of games you can play. So you can get the best of it all here. You know? And we truly have a game for everybody. I mean, I remember when I first started playing it, I was playing 3-6. You know, now I'm playing 30-60 and I'm playing this game. And a game for every level. And I've already told anybody coming to LA, and that's including the guy who said he's making his LA trip, if you come into the Bicycle Casino and you find me, I will buy you a drink.
That is the only difference between LA and Las Vegas. The drinks aren't covered.
Well, they are if you find me.
Find me, I will point Dave out.
And we got a 4-way pot, actually 5-handed pot.
Which turns into a wonderful flop for seat 7, flopping 2 pair.
He flops 2 pair here. And Amos is going to bet his top pair. The board is 8-7-3. It's a rainbow board.
Get him out.
And our tight player, Robert Burns. Now, this is interesting. Alan calls with King 9 of Hearts, and you can see what I'm saying, but he tends to call too much here. King 9 of Hearts, there's really nothing there for you. Get away from it. But he calls.
It's 2 runner draws.
Right, exactly.
You now have no runner.
Now, you saw Robert there. Robert he called. And Amos knows Robert the way he plays, so once he gets a call from Robert, he goes, uh-oh, maybe my 8's no good.
Well, the 8's coming scares anyone now.
And sure enough, you know, Amos throws it away.
I showed you where the A7 is. Yeah, exactly. Show me A7, man. Come on.
And you see Gore sitting there. He goes, he knows the guy's got 2 pair.
Ace 8?
Thank you.
I'll go see what this is.
I mean, there are a couple of cardinal rules of poker, okay? Don't call down a rock. Don't bluff a bad player.
You cannot bluff a calling station.
Right. You don't bluff a calling station. You don't bluff a bad player. And you certainly don't call down a rock.
That actually is one of the big differences between the limited buying games and restricted buying games in this game. A lot more bluffing in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Than there is in the restricted
buying game. Well, how do you bluff when you only have $100?
Yeah. And there are a lot more calling stations in the restricted buying game.
Well, the beginners, more beginners tend to be calling stations. And my other cardinal rule is, generally speaking, you don't want to lose all your chips ever in an unraised pot. If you have pocket aces and you limp in somehow and 5 people call you, don't lose all your chips in an unraised pot. And I'm just going to get to 1 second. We've got a 3-3-9 board here, and 2 people have 3s here. Seat 3, Alan, and seat 4, Alan, and Amos in seat 3, they both have a 3. And look at that, Amos bets it, and Alan's got a smooth call. And then Barry's going to call too with overcards. And I'm never big, in no limit, overcards, just there's not much value in it.
Unless you have a draw to go with it.
Yeah, and he doesn't have, exactly, he had diamonds. And this is interesting here, wow. Gore picks up the flush.
That's 75.
You've got 2 people with trips. Barry's got his ace now. And Gore's got the flush.
And Barry is drawing dead.
Oh, Barry's in a whole heap of...
He is drawing dead.
And Gore's going to just... I think Gore raised it up to 300. And look at that. Amos is good enough. He got away from his trip 3s. Realized they were no good very quickly. And there's a difference there. You see, Amos gets rid of his 3 3s, but Alan can't. And he is drawing live to a full house. He needs a 9, an ace. a 9, an ace, or a 6. Or, actually, there's obviously no more 3s left, so a 9, an ace, or a 6 is the only going to save him. An ace-jack is in there. I don't know what he's doing there.
Well, he was drawing. He thought his 2 overcards were live to win the pot, and
but then on the
danger.
But then
of
on the flop, what are you calling for?
Well, I agree with you.
Especially without, if you had the jack of diamonds, I can go, okay, maybe, but without the jack of diamonds, what's he doing? Oh, look at that. He's going to bluff into a... And I got to give him credit for valiantly trying, but... Ugh.
Pitch 2 innings, 6 strikeouts, and then Frankie come in and get the save.
Now, Gore just smooth calls here. Now, he's either smooth calling because he's scared of the king, or he's smooth calling because he wants an overcall from Allen.
I think more the overcall from Allen.
He's also scared. I mean, there is a pair. There is a pair on the board, and he's smart enough to know that there is a full house up there. Somebody could have a set of 9s. Somebody could have a set of aces or a set of 7s. You know, he knows that his queen high flush is far from the nuts. And you know what, though? If you're Allen here, you got to know your 3's no good. I'm sorry. There's 3 diamonds on the board. You get a $500 bet and a $500 call.
And I'm counting out what he has in chips. It looks like about 11 or 1,200 left. And I don't think he has enough chips to raise out. And
Gore, there's no way.
There's no way he's going to get
no chance. The pot is way too large. There's no chance anybody's going in. Well, the ace-jack would probably fold, obviously, but who cares about that? You're not going to get the winning hand out. And this is one of those cases where I know some people get mesmerized. They go, but he got trips. What is he If somebody is calling a $500 bet, if somebody bets 500, he could be bluffing. But if somebody's calling 500 here, what's the worst hand he could be calling with? You know, I guess ace-king, but not really. I mean, come on. He's got to have either 3 with a higher kicker than 6. Or maybe he's not going to have a set because he probably would re-raise, or a flush.
Or even somebody, in this game it's unlikely, somebody's staying with pocket 7s.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Show me a full house. No? Show me a king high flush.
Well, he's upset he can't even beat the 3. He's going to shoot, I can't even beat the 3.
A7.
Ace-jack. You had ace-7? No. Why did you have ace-jack? We both had 3s. I know there ain't no more 3s. That's good.
Look at that.
If I knew I was going to win the pot, I would have come to the call.
I do think, though, that Amos folded.
Oh, Amos folded. Amos folded on the turn. Excuse me.
Allen folded.
Allen did fold. He correctly folded the hand. He thought about it. He realized that his hand couldn't be good. And correctly folded there.
You don't have the other 3, man. And you mucked for $25?
No, I let off betting on the flop. I'm small blind.
Oh, you bet. Yeah, you bet. And then I raised.
I called 75 if you don't. Yeah.
Yeah. I got you. I thought I got rivered, man. Hey, Alan, I swear to God. Thanks. I swear to God, I thought I was beat. Or else I would tell you to call. I thought he had.
Then you shouldn't have called.
I said I'm not worried about Alan. I know I got Alan's hand beat. I'm worried about
Here we have 5-way.
I will tell you how you got me.
I believe 5-way action.
If it was a 6, I would have known. I would know.
You would know.
With a bunch of random cards, the best of which C5 is flop top pair with pair of queens.
Actually, middle pair. Second button. He's got a queen 10. It's king, queen, deuce out there. But in this case, it's just as good. Same difference. And he's going to take it down there. I want to respond to Rick here, a.k.a. Judge and Jury. We got a great email from him. Thanks a lot. I do appreciate it. He just made his first trip. He's an internet player from Virginia. Made his first trip to Vegas and did well in tournaments. Congratulations. And he's comparing the online experience to a live experience. And obviously, I played both, and I played both a lot. And there is no substitute for playing live. You know, when you get your blood, your adrenaline going, and you can really see the guy across the way, and you can try to read him and get his tells. If you only play on the internet and you've got a chance to go to LA or go to Vegas and play live, hey, do it. It is an exciting experience, and it is very nerve-wracking. I will say that. You know, and Rick says that, and I agree. You know, first time you play live, it's a whole different ball of wax than playing in your pajamas at home.
The first time you play live, don't play in this game. Play in a small game.
Yeah. Look, because there are some rules that you've got to learn, and don't be afraid to ask somebody. Here's 10-6-6 flop here. A couple of 10s here, and Alan's got kicker problems. He's on the button with Jack 10. Now Barry's got Queen 10. And Hold'em is really a kicker game. And nice little $20 bet. It's kind of a let's see where everybody's at bet. And interesting, Josh called with 5-9. Is that right? He called with 5. Yeah, he's called with 5-9. He actually called with no draw. Now, he picked up a draw. He picked up a straight draw, gut shot straight draw, but I'm not sure what you call there with 5-9.
It's throwing money away.
Right. And sometimes people go, well, it's only $20 to call.
And he's out of position.
It's only $20 to call. Now, he's trying to bluff at it here. And let's see if it works. I don't think it's going to, though. Barry's reaching for more chips.
It's going to be hard when Barry has a
top two pair. If he's got a 6, he might be scared of the 6. And no, he's going to raise it.
And Josh is laughing, actually.
Josh is laughing because he knows. He knows. Well, he tried something there, but there's sometimes where, you know what, I don't care how much somebody bets. I don't care if he bets $5. If you don't have anything, you got to use your head there.
It's one thing to bluff when you have the button and you have position. It is quite a different thing to do it out of position, because usually the result with a hand like this with no draw is you have just thrown away some money.
Right. Another point that Rick just made here in the email, and I will address that as well. He said he really enjoys the show and he watches it as much as he can, which we appreciate. And obviously, he said he doesn't agree with everything we say, which I encourage. I mean, to me, when I put my opinion out there, the best thing you can do is kind of think about it and go, no, that guy's wrong, or maybe I'm right. But it's a matter of, when you're talking about poker theory or hands or something, what you're really looking to do is just generate some conversation about the whole thing. Now, Josh is raised with pocket 8s on the button here. He's got 2 red 8s.
Should I leave him for you?
Now, that's a kind of raise where it's an interesting. He's raising $100 to win 15. The blinds are only 5-10. Now, it's a raise where I just thought it doesn't make much sense to me. He's only going to get called by a hand that can beat him.
I agree with you, unless he has done it in the past with like aces.
Well, he does bluff a lot. So he does bluff a lot, so people can.
But if he gets called, he knows he is. Well, we'll have position, but he is likely
and this
to
is
be
just,
in a
I just thought, and then this call by Barry here, he's got Jack 10. Now it is a friendly game, and these guys are here to have fun. So hey, I'm not gonna. Who am I to say it? And look at that flop there. He's flopped a set of 8s.
This guy made the craziest play in no limit I've ever seen. Ooh. Hey, Amos.
And this is a pretty easy laydown for Barry. He's got no spade, no pair, no draw. And he throws it away.
Check it out. Jonas makes it 75.
Now, obviously, like I was saying before, you might not necessarily agree with everything we say, and I hope you wouldn't, because half the times I go home and I listen to myself and I go, oh, wait a second, that's not right.
We're human beings. We make mistakes.
Well, it's not even just mistakes. It's also a matter of, you ask 10 poker players something, you're going to get 10 different opinions, right?
Usually.
Yeah.
Although we both know we're right.
Right. I mean, of course, except that threes thing you said. I don't know how you call threes there.
You just know the 3 is coming. It's
right.
Divine.
Use divine intervention, huh? I like it.
Whenever I make a bad call, that's what I say to myself. And I'm told, Russ, you fool.
And 9s are well represented here. Got 2 9-8s and a king 9. And not surprisingly, a 9 did not show up. And this is one of those pots, whoever bets is going to get it.
You won't miss me, man. Oh, trust me, I will.
Now this is the added equity against the player in seat 7, Robert Burns. If you bet here, you can steal it from Robert. Robert's not going to defend it.
If the bicycle's open, I'm here.
And sure enough, he throws it away.
And in a hand like this, the first bettor usually wins the pot, as you said. I think Gore is departing. We will have a replacement for him shortly.
Yep.
As a reminder, if you have any questions or comments, email us at live@thebike.com. And to sign up for the archives, go to www.thebike.com and click on the on-demand banner. Visit the archives to participate in ongoing polls and blogs.
let them see the play.
5 players?
I mean, one thing great about talking about poker, here we got 5 players here, $50 pot. A couple of 10s to 6. We've seen this flop before, haven't we?
Very familiar.
Yeah, it seems like we're seeing 2 10s almost every other flop.
And no one has hit a thing.
Nope, nobody's got anything here. Josh took a shot at it, and Tony's going to call him here at Jack Queen.
No, they haven't scanned him yet.
Okay, thanks.
Oh!
And Josh, with his deuce tray,
has picked up the best hand.
Best hand, and he has position.
Yeah, but Tony's got a flush draw. He does have a jack of clubs, gives him the flush. And this is just, I'm not sure that, I wouldn't mind a raise here, but why just call? Check and call with just queen high?
Check. I'll check it back to you.
And he's going to win with a pair of deuces.
Whatever my cards are, you can guarantee they're not there. That's how you tell. You look at the flop.
You know, Tony correctly put the guy on a bluff. He correctly put him on nothing. But in that case, raise it.
Raise and follow through with your read.
Right, exactly.
You got lucky on me once. Besides that, I haven't popped anything.
I have a couple of friends that I play poker with regularly, obviously. I play here. But I have a couple of friends that I confide in that I talk to about some plays that I make. And sometimes the best time, I always feel like the best thing I can do is discuss my hands that I've played or hands that I've seen. And by doing that, I really learn a lot. I'm always learning something new.
Well, discussion groups like 2+2 are excellent for learning about the game, getting other people's opinions. Even better if you can do it face-to-face at times. It's a little faster response, and you've got a good group of people, and mentorship works, which is why it's done in the business world. You should consider doing it in the poker world. Find somebody who you think is a little better than you, and listen and learn.
Yeah. And it's also matter, you need debate hands and stuff, and I know professional players, really good professional players, that they'll readily say, I'm learning something new every day I play. And we got a new player in seat 9. Get his information or her information in a second here.
We have 2 people who have flopped middle pair.
And, wow, there's the ace there. Josh has hit top pair here. Not much of a kicker. Now, Josh is the type of player, he's going to get action. He certainly mixes it up enough. And our new player in seat 9 is Eric Garcia. And he sits down with $2,500 in chips.
Did you slow play your aces?
To me, just in general, poker seems very...
No?
I have 10.
You have 10? Raise.
Well, that was classic. The guy said, I have a 10. Well, then, and Josh says, well, in that case, I can beat you. I'll raise.
Shit does happen.
Yeah, me too.
You're the one, it seems to me.
Sometimes honesty is not the best policy.
And he wasn't being honest. He only had a 4, but he actually said the wrong thing. He said, I had a 10. Guy should have said he had a set of 10s. Then he might have... Well, let's do a chip count. A 9 o'clock chip count brought to us tonight by Joker Gaming. Seat 1, we've got Tony. He's got $1,600 in chips. Seat 2 is Larry. He's toiling about with $350 in chips. Seat 3 is Amos, and he's got $2,700 in chips. Seat 4 is Alan with $1,000. Seat 5 is Josh with $900. He's our wild man in this game right now. Seat 6 is Barry with $3,800. Seat 7's our Robert Burns with $4,350. Seat 8 is Adam. He's a real rock, too. I mean, I've seen him play like 4 hands today. I've seen him play kings and a pair of queens twice. And he's got $500. And then seat 9 is Eric Garcia with the aforementioned $2,500 in chips.
And again, we have this time 5 really random-looking hands. The best of them being Eric's ace 4.
And Larry's flopped top pair here. He's got a jack, and he's going to bet 50 into it.
50.
And Josh has got 6s.
Well, that's what you have to do.
He thinks about it for a second. And there's not much in the pot here. It's only a $50 pot. And he bets 50 into the pot, so he's going to throw his 6s away. And he takes it down.
And I really like that bet. One of the things you see in the restricted buying game is way too much slow playing, especially from the blinds when you flop that top pair. Mm-hmm. That top pair is most of the time good, and unless there's a really connected flop you want to bet, and you want to just take down the small pot rather than allowing flush draws, even if they don't exist, to bluff you out.
And even in this game, I mean, you think it's only a small pot, but a small pot in this game, that's a $50 pot. You know, you win 3 or 4 of those, you know, suddenly you've won $200-300.
Absolutely.
And obviously, in that case, you had Jack 8. And the 8's not exactly a killer kicker, so you want to see where you're at right away. When he makes it 60, he's got 7-3 offsuit.
Well, there are worse hands.
Yeah, well, he's just playing. He's going to buy the button here. He gets everybody to fold around.
Actually, he may take down the pot here.
He does. He gets everybody to fold. He's got 7-3. It's a nice blackjack hand, but not a great poker hand, but he takes it in. Once again, we are live at the bike. I am David Tuckman, and I am here with
Russ Fox.
And we are unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. We are watching a $500 buy-in, unrestricted game. Blinds are 5 and 10. And we at the Bicycle Casino, which is 15 minutes south of Los Angeles.
South of downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah, we are in fancy Bell Gardens.
And C2 has, yes, presto, pocket 5.
There you go.
On the button.
Got the speed limit there.
A hand that anyone who's an RGPer knows well.
Finding out all this crap after the fact.
And it gets limped around here. 1, 2, 3, 5 players, $50 pot once again.
But that is not a good flop for pocket 5.
Not
Jack
usually.
9.
Now, a couple of this is an interesting flop here. The seat 9 here, Freddie Garcia. No, not Freddie Garcia. Sorry, Eric. I was going to say Jerry Garcia. Eric there. I'll call him Jerry. It's fine. Eric's actually flopped a straight, and Alan's flopped top pair. Now he doesn't have much of a kicker, so as long as he doesn't flop another queen or a 6, he should be able to get away from it. But what a flop there! He's flopped a straight. Okay, well that's got to be a terrible card for Eric, because that's going to kill his action.
And even worse, now the flush has gotten there.
Yeah.
Flop a straight, then came out.
Well, his straight's good, and he's going to take it down, but
with a turn and river kills your
it would have much been better a 6 on a turn for him. Would have gave him more action.
Absolutely.
And I just wanted to say hi to my wife if she's listening, my beautiful wife at home. Hello. I hope your nose is feeling better.
Well, responding to a gentleman posting on 2+2 from Tulsa, Oklahoma, now thinking that is the poker capital of the world. It is not. It is Los Angeles, although there is now legal poker in Oklahoma. Oklahoma, as of the beginning of the year, now has legal poker.
Well, there's a lot of places that are legalized.
Los Angeles is it, and
well, the majority of poker professionals
we have a potential very big hand here. Josh has
got aces, and Barry's got queens. And if we can get a close-up on their stacks here, see how deep they are right now. Seat 5 and seat 6's stacks here. That's interesting. We're getting a. Interesting. The queens didn't re-raise. And there's a lot of people in the pot here. Let's see what happens. Well, he's got a lot of money there. He's probably got close to $3,600. And that flop didn't hit anybody. And seat 5's only got about $1,000 in chips there. So let's see what happens. Let's see if they move all in here. Queens has got to like the flop here. It's not a scary flop at all. Especially with a $60 raise pre-flop. Now, you got to before the flop even came out, the pot was about $250. And and there you go. He bets 200 into it, and Barry's going to raise him up to 500.
Really? Got that for me?
And Josh is he's doing his best Oscar thing here. See what he thinks he's going to do here.
I'm all in.
I would have been very surprised if he didn't move all in.
Yeah, clearly he's going to go, and I can't imagine Barry throwing his hand away now.
When he counts the money in the pot, it's going to be next to impossible.
Yeah, well, the pot's going to be about $1,600, and it's only going to be about $300 to call.
Or $400 to call. So it's going to be next to impossible for him to fold. Even if he puts
Well, the thing is,
Josh
I
on
mean,
the
you got to,
bigger hand.
and in this case, this case is very different than the jacks that he lost him earlier.
Yes.
And the reason being is there are a lot of hands Josh has shown that he can bluff, and there are a lot of hands that Josh could have here that I can still beat.
Yes.
He could have tens, he could have jacks, he could have nines.
You could even have ace-king suited.
Exactly. Technically, right. I don't think he is. I would put him on a big pair, to be honest with you, but there are a lot of overpairs here. He did raise before the flop, which doesn't mean anything with Josh, technically, but I would put him on a big pair. But wouldn't he make this move with tens? Probably.
Probably. It is 470, by the way, to call. The call is made, and he will be drawing to the only queen that is out.
Right, only one queen, because queen 10 was out there.
If you got my hand, you're live in this situation. I'll tell you that right now.
And that is not going to do it.
Not going to do it there.
Good hand.
And it's funny, when you get an all-in and an all-in and you got aces, the last thing you want to see is a king, a queen, or a jack. Because you're thinking maybe it hit somebody's set.
Well, sir, I have a couple rounds.
And Josh is going to, he got killed by aces, and now he doubles up through aces. And he's probably up to about 2,000 in chips now.
Probably a little more. If there were enough callers pre-flop, he's probably at 2,200.
Yeah, there you go. Not bad.
You're back. I'm back.
I didn't even think he had ace. I thought maybe there was the case.
Hey, if you have any questions or comments, please email us at live@thebike.com. We do read them. We do respond to them.
I got a small blind, a big blind.
I'm intent on losing my money before I go home.
I would have been very sad.
Don't forget to sign up for the archives at www.thebike.com. Click on the on-demand banner. For just $14.95, you can get all the past shows, future shows, this show, last night's show, you name it. And you get the access to a Howard letter or DVD. Pretty cool. Just a reminder, we are in the midst of our Stars and Stripes tournament. Tomorrow day's tournament, 4:15, is a $200 no-limit hold'em tournament.
You want to change it to dollar?
Guarantee of $75,000. It'll probably be closer to $150.
Easily. What is Sunday's tournament?
Sunday's tournament is a $200 limit hold'em tournament, and that starts at 4:15 as well. Our weekend tournaments start at 4:15, and our weekday tournaments start at 7:15. If you feel like it, you can pre-register at thebike.com whenever you want for these tournaments, or you can just come on in and buy your seat here. I will say one thing about tournaments: they are addictive. It's a lot of fun to play them. Well, poker in general is a lot of fun. Another bonus of playing live here. We get a $40 raise out of Amos here. He's got queen. No, I'm sorry. He's got 7-9 of clubs, and he raises. Get a call. God, we got a lot of calls here.
5 players.
And unfortunately, 9-7 of clubs is not a bad hand in no limit, but his clubs are shared by seat 7, who has Jack 10 of clubs.
And when the flush is flopped, you're going to be in trouble. But it is when you have 9-7 of clubs on the flop, even with your top pair.
Wow. And he's going to continue with his bluff. He's going to bet 100. And I don't mind the bet because nobody can call him unless they have a big hand. And obviously he's not privy to what we're seeing here. Now, I like Alan's play here. Some people will say, why not slow play it? The reason you don't want to slow play a made flush here is, first of all, somebody might have a king or an ace.
Which actually occurring.
Right. But if somebody does have a king or an ace, even if somebody doesn't have a king or an ace, but let's say somebody flopped 2 pair or a set, if another diamond falls, it will kill your action.
It will not only kill your action, but it is usually better to win a small pot than
Look at that,
lose
Amos.
the
Nice
big
fold
pot.
by Amos. I mean, an easy fold, obviously.
Yes.
Some people get sucked in there. They go, I'm not folding. I'm already in there that much money. And look at the respect Alan gets. You see, that's why when he bets it, he doesn't make moves. He's got it. And some people could say, why not slow play it a little bit? Let's say, for example, somebody did have a set of 7s there, and you slow play it, and the next card's the ace of diamonds. Well, then you're going to kill your action. You're not going to get any more action out of it. On the same side, if another diamond comes out, you might be killed.
With the king flush draw.
There are hands to slow play. That's not one of them, I don't think.
That's all I want to know is I was drawing good. Thank you. Yes, you were right.
Especially when somebody might even have a big hand out against you.
Exactly. Well, oftentimes, you know what happens? I've seen two people flop really big hands, and they both slow play it so much that by the end of it, the pot is so small, it's like they can never make the pot big.
I've seen that too many times, and I have just learned the hard way that it is much better to just win that hand early.
Well, the best way, you know what? The best way to win a big pot, is to bet it. A couple of tens in the flop again. You know what? I want to play this game and just play tens because there's always two tens on the board.
I think our shuffling machine needs to be reset.
And look at that, we got a $25 bet at a seat 7 here. Now he does have the best hand. Now he's tight, and on the button, he figured his 3 was probably good.
A little surprised Josh called there with 4-8 of clubs.
Right. Well, why did Alan call it ace deuce?
75 now.
I have no idea.
You know what I mean? It's just a weird, really strange call here. And now Josh has picked up a flush draw. Sometimes you get yourself into that situation where you call him just for $25 and then you get suckered in for 75 more. And now King of Spades has come out. Let's see if Josh is going to bluff at it.
I tried for my flush draw. Just show me so I'm not embarrassed.
Oh, and Josh is upset because he knows he could have bluffed at it.
I'll throw it down, so.
Anyways, I couldn't.
He didn't realize he was actually drawing really live. Any 8, any 4, any club would have won it for him. But he didn't know that. And by calling with 8-4, the board is 10-10-3 with one club. He calls with 8-4 clubs, and he ends up costing himself $100.
Well, Bill Fricky asks if I, the guest, Russ Fox, play tourneys or cash ring games. I play both. I do enjoy tourneys. I've just come off from my day job, my busy season, because I'm a tax preparer in my real life. But I really enjoy tournaments, and I do play a lot of cash games. They're very different. It's I grew up playing bridge, and there's a saying in bridge, are you playing tournament or are you playing bridge? They're two completely different animals in how you play.
50 more.
I can't agree more. Without a doubt.
About what I saw. 50 more.
And it's $50 raise here
total, sir.
from seat 5. And once again, he's not got a premium hand. He's got King 8 of diamonds.
And our Seattle Mariner pitcher, Freddie Garcia.
Freddie Garcia, or Jerry Garcia.
But really Eric Garcia, has called with pocket 9.
And he's got the better. Well, he's got the better hand, and he's in position. Let's see what happens. And that's not a bad flop for 9s.
No, that is a good, very good flop for 9s.
$100.
However, it's a hard flop to call with.
Now,
from the standpoint that it's if you put the player on the
an overpair. Right. I'll say one thing about Josh. I think that was a little bit of a tell there. I'll show you something there. See how aggressively he threw his chips into the pot? To me, it kind of seemed like, okay.
I'll let you bet.
Yeah. See how aggressively he threw the $100 in there? Sometimes that's kind of like, I'll act strong, but I'm not strong. I'm surprised that the 9s didn't bet there.
Good. We'll find out. 125.
1 1/4. Okay, fellas, what do we got?
And he didn't bluff enough there.
No, he didn't bluff enough, and he said, are my clubs good? And when somebody says that, I usually will say that's the one thing they don't have.
Right. It's not a nice call. It was an easy call. I'm actually surprised that Eric Garcia didn't bet the turn, but, hey, he did induce the bluff on the river.
Well, it's also possible that if you put the person on the bluff, he happens to be bluffing with, say, ace-10, and happened on the turn. The reason he didn't bet was he was hoping you were going to bet.
Right, theoretically, without a doubt, you're right. There are two plays that I'll tell you definitely about. I mean, throwing the chips in there hard. Isn't that a tell?
Yes.
Yeah.
The usual, what Mike Harrow said in his book, strong means weak, weak means strong.
When I see 10,
in how people act, how people talk. That is usually the case. Not always, because a lot of people will do the inverse. You need to categorize those people, know who they are. That's why paying attention. You play players when you play no limit hold'em more than cards.
Without a doubt. It's much less mechanical than, say, limit hold'em is.
Limit hold'em is a mechanical pot odds game, and it's almost always right to draw. No limit hold'em is a game where the price usually is not right to draw.
Right, if it's bet correctly, without a doubt. And Barry there takes it down. He raises with King Deuce and takes it down for the flop. Unlike tournaments, there's not much equity in stealing before the blinds, before the flop. You're talking about winning $5, $10, $14 minus a 50-cent drop. You're talking about winning $14.50.
But if you can do it, if you have the reputation of being a tight player, you throw a steal in every round or two. For the tight players, in order to win, you have to throw in a steal.
Is that live?
It's the only way to get some equity. I disagree with you a bit. It's
no. Please do.
Pot has been raised 50 more, 70 total bet.
What are you doing?
$70 raise out of seat 9 there, and he's got King Queen of Hearts, and he's in position. I like the bet in late. I like the raise in late position because he bought himself the button.
50 more.
And Josh is he's got a couple of sixes.
3 players.
And with 3 players in, hoping to flop the set, the 1 in 7
without a doubt
chance.
Well, look at that. That's actually not a bad flop for sixes, but in this case,
50.
He's badly beaten by Barry. Barry's got 3 aces now with a 10 kicker.
That is an awful flop, though, for King Queen.
King Queen of Hearts. Yeah, there's not much you can find about that flop that you like, huh?
But it should be an easy flop
to get away from.
Yes.
And this is one of those. It's kind of my little pet peeve. Players just well, let me just take time here for no particular reason.
Me and him? It's not really good.
100.
100, huh?
And
so we can win so much money back.
I really don't like that call at all. There is no chance, at least I can't imagine, Barry not raising here.
No, definitely.
You're killing me, Smalls.
And I can't understand why in the world with the 5 pairing. I just can't imagine why you'd put money into the pot there. That is an awful card.
Well, it's because it's one of those things you're looking at going, well, if the guy had spades, if he had spades, then let him bluff at it. If he doesn't have spades, there's nothing you can beat.
Well, you're raised on the flop.
What?
You've been bet, you were raised on the flop. What in the world could this player have?
No, without a doubt. The only thing I could think maybe possibly is if he raised on spades. But in that case, why bet? Because he can't call you anyway.
Exactly.
There's no value to it.
Could have been on the flush draw. I gotta call you. Sorry.
And he's calling.
And I. Well. Just.
Hey, if you're within a couple of hours of Los Angeles, I would run, not walk. I would run to your car and drive here because this game is great. Across the board, this game is a good game. And it's always funny, people sometimes think they've got to mix it up in this game. They've got to bluff. They got to do this. But when you see people making calls like that, you really say, wait a second, I don't need to bluff. I just need to wait for the big hand because they're going to pay me off anyway.
As I said, I was just shocked that he made that particular betting sequence. To me, did not make much sense. However, this hand,
it's on you.
Josh has in the big blind pocket kings. It'll be interesting to see if he gets some action into him.
Well, he's definitely going to get action. He could raise it $100 and he's going to get action. It's the one bonus of playing the way he's playing is you get action.
C2 has pocket aces. They have the aces versus kings confrontation, and this does not bode well.
No, this doesn't bode well. Now,
however, C2 does not have very many chips at all.
No, but I would imagine all the money's going to go in before the flop.
He only had 350. So this is not going to kill Josh, but it's not going to be a good situation.
Between the last 2 hands, he's definitely giving away a lot. Well, this one obviously is just unfortunate. Not much you can do here.
Dude, when I got kings, I got to call you. I got
95 more. 95 more.
All right, here you go.
And the re-raise there at the end was only $95, so he's forced to call.
Oh, no, clear. Obviously, I don't know anybody that's going to get away from kings there. Pre-flop for $95 extra. Nobody. I don't know. But
And he has the chance. 1 in 5 times he'll win.
Yeah, right, 1 in 5 times. You're right.
Why do you do that to me?
And this isn't one of the 5.
Nope, it's actually 5 to 1, so it's 1 in 6 times.
Yeah, there you go.
20% chance. That's 1 in 5. I must be getting tired.
Yeah.
Taxes must have done something in my brain there.
I know, you're an
1 in
accountant,
5.
right? But you use calculator.
Of course I use a calculator. I can't afford math mistakes.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Anytime he gets my friend to give pocket kings, he's got aces. I'll tell you what.
And Kevin wanted to know what happened to Gore. Gore won about $1,500 and decided he's had enough, and he got up and left. I believe we got a new player in seat 8. I believe Adam has gotten up. Unless I'm wrong, unless he's gotten up, he took a break. We'll find out quick enough, though. No, it still is Adam.
That's still Adam.
Still Adam. He just took a break there and not getting cards right now.
Well, Adam's starting hand requirements are significantly tighter than Josh's.
Mm-hmm. Now, we've got a couple of interesting hands here. 6-7 in seat 2. Larry's picked up the second pair plus the gut shot straight draw. Everybody seems to have like a pair and a draw.
Everyone hit the spot to some degree. We have 2 inside straight draws.
The deuce 3 is really the only one that doesn't really have much. And now 4-3. Josh has got trip 4s, and he's going to check it.
And I will... Just my gut is he's going to check raise here.
You very well might be right.
125. 1 1/4.
And your gut was right. Amazing. You're a prophet. You didn't know it.
It's just the way he plays.
Yeah.
Tell you what, your chip pair's no good.
Well, you can see the patterns, and if you play against these guys long enough, you can watch it. You can see the patterns of he check raises his big hands, he bets his bluffs.
As a friend.
Well, to getting value from being first to act, and he was in the small blind, it was pretty much that was what he considered to be the easiest and probably best way of doing it.
Right, for him. Now, it's weird now. People are paying attention to him. Sometimes the best way for him to get action might be to just bet it out straight, because he gets called.
Oh, he did get called here.
Wow.
And Hobbs has this potential of winning.
Yeah, he might win this pot.
300.
Now this is actually a tougher hand to get away from now than you think.
Trust me.
Whoever has the king 8 is probably wondering, shoot, I had the winner. Oop, no, I didn't.
But the quads were shown.
Yes, he showed the quads. Right, after the fact, he goes, thank God.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank God I wasn't in that one. And we'll have to agree to disagree about the stealing. In tournaments, obviously, it's an imperative that you are able to steal blinds and antes. In a cash game, I've found, especially in California games, especially in this casino, you get paid off enough playing tight that there's no need to steal, and the risk and reward is not there when you're only stealing, like, let's say in the $100 game, the blinds are 2-3. In the $200 game, the blinds are 3-5, and in this game, the blinds are 5-10. You know, you're talking between $5 and $14, and to me, there's just no reward there.
Well, I think in comparison to Las Vegas, where the blinds are smaller, the $100 games in Las Vegas use 1-2 blinds. In Las Vegas, there's almost no reason. Here, I do think a case can be made for occasional stealing.
Yeah, okay. And Eric Garcia has actually picked up top pair here.
And Josh has flopped the straight draw.
The straight draw. Now this is a good situation where I actually like if you're going to play the hand, I like a small raise to try to buy yourself a free card on the turn if you can.
You're first, sir.
And the third flush card, third spade, eliminates the action on the hand.
You're first.
And that's interesting there. That actually gives him 2 pair, but gives him the straight.
300.
And he's not scared of the spades. And there's just an awful lot of cards here that can beat him. He's got 2 pair, and Josh is prone to bluffing, so this is the one bonus of being a loose player. You get paid off, huh?
You get paid off.
Let's see if he pays him off here.
Over time, everyone gets the same cards.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting. A lot of cards, I mean, if you've got Jack 9 here, you know, any 8, any spades, they all beat you.
57, 16.
I'm giving you the out.
But once you get past the 605 on the 60, you're like, yeah, 605 is good. It's actually quick for me. I mean, the same when I'm going to the salt. What do you do? Oh, so what do you think?
And he gets paid off.
So you can't take it.
And that's the bonus of being a loose player. Against most players, they'd probably go, okay, there's too many cards here, it can beat me.
That's true.
The drawback of being a loose player is, at times, as demonstrated by Josh's call about 3 hands ago, you throw 20 away.
Exactly.
I think the last time I played...
That's one thing. Now, some people might watch this game and go, God, what is Josh doing in seat 5? He's not playing very well. But you got to understand that sometimes in No Limit, those are the players that are the scariest. Now, if he would hone in his game a little bit, the bluffing is fine. If he would hone in his game and stop making the questionable calls that he makes in the river, his erratic play might actually really shake the table up. Because you see how he gets paid off there in the river. The problem is, though, is he makes those calls when they're really, pays off $500 in the river with, a pair of 6s when the board has aces and 5s on there.
I probably play. Where do you live? Well, I live in Please tell me you listen to that.
And
Or do you just sit here for 3 days straight?
Adam's got a pair and an open-ended straight draw here. And Barry's got nothing. Barry's still got nothing. Let's see if he bluffs at it, and he doesn't bluff at it. Now, Barry's one of those players, I've been watching him, it's kind of interesting. He doesn't really bluff at too many pots, but he likes to call, hoping that he'll hit his overcard. And then it's like, if you're not going to bluff at it at the end, there's not much equity, because the Jack of Diamonds is a really scary card. He could have bluffed at it easily.
Excuse me. But he is up against a tight player. And he may be thinking, the drawback there of bluffing against that particular player is that player is a little more likely to have enough to call. But bluffs work better against tight players.
Exactly.
It's one of these catch-22s.
I mean, if I'm out of position against a tight player, well, first of all, I don't want to be out of position against a tight player. But if I'm in position on a tight player and he checks to me on the river and a scary card like a Jack of Diamonds comes out there, which is an overcard plus the 3rd diamond, you got to take a shot at it there.
By the way, neither of us really consider tight players as being bad players. I am a tight player. And tight is just a style. And there is no one right style when you play poker. And that's something to realize.
Without a doubt.
And in fact, the tight rock player here has pocket queens and has received a great flop. The king and the ace magically did not come. And up against pockets.
And his queens have been getting killed all day, but he's got to like it now.
And I'll be surprised if we see a call from Tony.
Yeah, it's not a terrible flop for 6s because you figure, but this is the tight player betting into you.
No. And I guess I'm bound to be surprised.
And that's not a good card for Adam. He's got to be scared. Obviously, we see that it's not a scary card at all. But the Jack is scary there. Because you're going, what is this guy calling me with? Is he calling me with a pair? Is he calling me with a Jack? Let's see if Adam makes the right call here.
I think he'll call, actually.
And he does. I like it there. I think Tony would have raised him on the flop had he had a Jack.
I think a case could be made for raising right there.
Oh, gosh.
But unfortunately,
he's just a poor luck guy today.
200. Do you know how bad my luck is? It is so...
He doesn't even know how bad it is, actually. He thinks the Jack killed him. He thinks the spade might have killed him. He has no idea how bad his luck is there.
How bad is my luck? All night.
He has no idea that he just got lost. He lost a hand on the river. He thinks he lost
to a 2-outer.
I don't have a Jack.
I guarantee you got him.
I don't have a Jack.
Pick the pot, whatever.
And Adam's tuition is really good there. But it's funny, though, he actually
Tony
called him.
showed the hand by the way, which I disagree with there.
I lose anyways. Bad luck. 23 to 1 on the river.
You know what's funny there? What I don't understand is if he thought the Jack killed him, why did he call him?
I would have raised the mother.
Well, I'm guessing he's thinking the flush draw. Huh? Thinking something, some sort of flush draw.
He doesn't have that's what I'm saying. Though, if he thinks the Jack
doesn't make sense.
To me, if you're going to call the turn bet, How did he not call the river bet? I mean, he happened to be right. He was right on the turn, and he was beaten on the river, but...
Well, that's why I think that, frankly, on the turn, if you think about the hand, yes, there's a chance you're really unlucky if he has ace-jack. But I don't like the call on the turn. I think you should push all in on the turn and take the pot there. You're probably not going to get called. You probably have the winning hand, and you can't play scared poker.
I don't know about that.
No, scared poker is definitely losing poker. He's gotten beaten so many times today that he's playing a little scared and it's changing his style. We got 4 players here, limped around here. Alan just limped in there with ace-queen of diamonds. And he's let 2 people beat him here. Eric's going to bet there with top pair.
That's a very inviting bet, Eric.
Now, it's okay to limp in with ace-queen of diamonds if you can get away from it now. You know, as long as you don't limp in and then go, I've got ace-queen. And see, there it goes.
Now it's 3 players.
I think it was TJ Cloutier who wrote about ace-king, and basically, of course, now he has hit the queen.
Well, once again, results can't necessarily validate or convict a play. You know, you gotta...
However, he still may not win this hand as the flush draw is out against him.
Yeah, no, he's... And once again, he's just smooth calling. Why not raise that? If you think you got the best hand, raise it. If you don't think you have the best hand, then fold.
Well, he does have the best hand on the river, and I suspect he will win it.
The flop is Jack 3-2,
And Alan's gonna... Let's see if he checks, if he bets it down for value. I'd like to see a little bet here for value.
And
he's got to know his hands the best.
I'm going to check.
Yeah, I'm more frustrated that...
Let's see if he gets a call out of Eric Garcia here. Eric Garcia does have second pair.
It's been like that.
No.
This guy
No.
raising me with
And I can't imagine Tony with no pair.
No, ace-high? No, I can't imagine that either. I just want to answer Chris Burke's email here. He was talking about, I think it was Chris Burke, right?
Chris Burns, I believe.
Chris Burns. And he was talking about, you were saying how he was upset that we were labeling players. And that's generally what you have to do when you sit down at a poker table. You've got to look at the table and go, okay, what kind of players are these? Is this guy passive? Is he tight? Is he weak? Not bad words. No, there's nothing wrong with saying a guy's tight. There's nothing wrong with saying a guy's loose.
There are some styles that are not good styles to have in no limit. Weak tight is not a winning long-term way of playing no limit.
Weak tight is not a winning poker play in any style of poker.
But tight, there is nothing wrong with being a tight player.
No, if you see most winning players are tight, aggressive players.
Absolutely.
And that's not a bad word. You can't think of it as a bad word. And the same way, I know a lot of really good loose no-limit players. Gus Hansen, Phil Ivey, they are very loose and aggressive, and they're tough to play against because they're tough to put on a hand. Mo is a loose, aggressive player, and he's a very good player. Now, obviously here, Robert Burns, I was making a joke saying his ass squeaks when he walks because he's tight. Hey, he's probably up $700, $800, maybe $1,000 tonight. He's playing great.
There's nothing at all wrong with it. If you ever come to a table and find me, you will probably figure out very quickly that I am either the tightest or second tightest player at the table. Consistently.
Now, my game per se, I mean, when I'm playing limit hold'em, generally speaking, most players will laugh at me because they go, God, you're so tight in limit hold'em, which I am. And in no limit, I really do mix it up a lot more, and I like to see a lot of flops in no limit. I think it's a different game completely than limit hold'em. But there you go.
Well, for the benefit of Jake in San Jose, I guess Freddie Garcia did get traded last year, thinking about it, from the Mariners to the White Sox. So now he's in Chicago on the wrong side of town. I'm from the north side of Chicago originally. Why anyone would want to play for the White Sox? Of course, they're in first place.
They're doing great, yeah. I hope you're not a Cubs fan, are you?
Yes, I am a native of Chicago.
My condolences.
Grew up going to Cubs games as a kid.
Hey, I'd love to go to Wrigley Field, but what are they doing? Now Nomar's out for 3 months? Whoosh.
Well, they got rained out today, and there's a chance of snow tonight.
Hey, look at that. They didn't lose.
They didn't lose. As a Cub fans, we're always ready for wait till next year.
Exactly. Are you there already?
No.
Getting there, though, huh? Getting there?
No. Cubs have very good pitching. They'll contend.
And this is a flop. Anybody bets it, they're going to get it.
I agree.
And
the person in position will bet, and he will win.
And he's got the best hand, actually, and I can't see Alan calling this. No.
But he is. So we're both wrong.
Hey.
But
I check in the dark with ace-4.
He needs a 10, a 6, or a 4, and that 9 is definitely not going to help him.
No.
He got away from it one card after I would have.
Yeah. I just don't understand the call on the turn. But then again, it's his money. He can do it with it as he pleases. Sometimes also people have to understand that when we either criticize or question somebody's play, we're doing it from our point of view. And I'm all for it. I mean, a lot of people, 99% of the people that play poker are playing it for fun. They're here to gamble. They're here to have a good time. And, hey, I'm all for it. That's how I make a living.
And I don't, first time I started playing poker, one of the problems I had was people who were playing horribly wanting to correct it. You can't. They're the people who are going to contribute to your wallet. And you have to learn to live with that.
Oh.
And
That's a fact. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Josh on you.
The worst thing you can do is when you get a bad beat, criticize the guy who gave you the bad beat.
It's, I think Lee Jones came up with the phrase upsetting the aquarium.
It's not over yet.
Or tipping the aquarium, if I remember
either
right.
way, I like it.
You had to say it, Greg. I've been following that team since I was 4
Well, let's see what happens here.
Got
Got a 6-handed pot here. Limped around. $60 in the pot. Flop a Jack-9 deuce here.
I take no offense, I'm a dealer.
Only one club.
We have a couple inside straight draws. We have one inside straight draw.
Amos has got the gut shot.
You're older than everybody at this table.
Actually, a couple. We've got, and seat 8 also. Barry's got an inside straight draw.
That's even better.
Yes. They both have. Sometimes it's hard to see that quick. It's jump around, you see all these hands up there. Now seat 1, Tony's got the best hand. He's on the button, and he bet it.
Strike this guy out. Look at the strikeout. Look at the win.
And Alan's going to call here with... actually, he's got the best hand. I'm sorry, I apologize. He has second pair with a king kicker. And I would have liked to see a raise there to see where he's at here. You know, is he up against the jack, or is he up against a 9 with a worse kicker?
And I think he's going to check call again. He checked the flop, and see if I'm right. I think he's going to check call.
Now, Alan's style of play, if I was going to classify his style of play, he's generally tight, weak. And the reason being is he's more of a calling station. And not to criticize Alan, because Alan's actually, I'm very good friends with him, and he's a great guy. But at the same time, it's tough to be a winning poker player that way.
Long term, you cannot win being weak tight.
Because you see, he rarely makes a bluff, he rarely makes a move, yet he makes some questionable calls.
It's not mercy, it's just a lack of experience.
And here
You do
I got it.
They know I'm bluffing now.
Okay. I don't know.
And Tony takes it down there with a 9 there. Nice bet by him.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
This is going to be our last hand of the evening.
One more hand, all right. Well, I'm going to call upon the poker gods to make it a good one. Once again, we are live at the bike. This is unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited. You can catch us Wednesday through Saturday from 6 o'clock to 10 p.m.
And someone will be here tomorrow night. I believe it's a $200 no-limit game tomorrow night.
Is it? Great.
Even you fold, you need to put it here, right? Even you fold.
I played for a bit last week in it, and I will not be here tomorrow night.
No?
Family plans.
Okay.
Thank you.
I actually will not be here tomorrow night either. I'm going to be playing in the tournament.
Been raised? Just called.
And the pot is called there. Robert just calls. He's got 8s there.
Just for the record. Okay, we went up to 40 here.
Larry's going to raise it there in seat 2 with 4-5 of hearts on the button. He's going to try to play his position a little bit.
And his suited connectors.
And he's actually in bad shape because Alan shares his hearts. He's got higher ones, obviously.
Oh, there you go.
And that's not a bad flop for Jack 10 there. Jack 10 is actually in the hand, seat 3. There we go. He's got an open-ended straight draw. And you see how Robert's play there, and that's nothing wrong with that. That's not a good flop for ace, and that's the way he plays it.
he got away from it, and I think that's an easy fold and absolutely correct.
An easy fold for him, right? Exactly. I mean, obviously we see what everybody has, and it's easy for us.
Believe
And look
it or
at
not,
that.
the 4-5, if he is not bet off the hand, and I frankly think he won't be.
No, I can't imagine Alan betting this. So this is the kind of play where Alan could bet it, and wow.
And he did.
Good job, Alan.
That is a great job by Alan, a good ending for this evening.
Well, I'm glad Alan made me look stupid there. Well done, Alan.
Made both of us.
Well, here I'm David Tuckman, and I am with
Russ Fox.
And thank you for joining us at Live at the Bike. Join us tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. And have a good night.
Have a wonderful evening.
It's here. It's big. And it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the Bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.